I'm going to go for an optimistic 2-0 United. I don't know how we're going to not concede, since we love to concede. Because even if we were to win, it'd probably be something like 2-1. And I'd like to see Amrabat rotate with Casemiro if Casemiro's not looking too fit. Although Casemiro is my guy, but I think Amrabat also mainly in midfield. He's going to add a lot of versatility, mobility, and let's see what we can do and actually give Højlund the ball and get Højlund on the score sheet again. It'll be amazing for his confidence and prove all those other fans wrong while we spent that 70+ million all in all on that wonder kid, because he is a wonder kid, and I'll show you guys at the end of the season.
Back again, Prima Paddock and great time at Stretford. I'm confident, you know, to beat 2-1 at the London Stadium or 2-0 was, I'm going for a win for United as always. 3-1 win United, up the way and up the Paddock.
Hello, it's me, Dave the London Cabby. Today my wonderful job brings me out to this kid. Tomorrow, the famous Manchester United face West Ham United. The first fixture I ever attended at Old Trafford back in September 1969. And then, as now, then it was a score, now I'm predicting a score of Manchester United 5, West Ham United 2. One love, MUFC.
Hello and welcome to Stretford Paddock. This is the watch-along. Manchester United versus West Ham. Let's go into those iron bastards. I'm joined by Justin Mottershead himself, glowing in green as always. A resplendent creation he is with his shimmering skin.
Yes.
And wonderful opinions.
Love all that.
How many are we gonna win by?
I love the fact that we're all proper giddy and that. Oh, Ronaldo Brown's come here as well.
Look at him. Right.
Deliver
come
some. Come here.
Stanley, look. He's
Come
got two. He's 20 minutes late.
No, he's been in. He's been in and gone. He's
He's been in and
all
gone.
right.
That's all right.
He's been and gone. He's not late.
He's been to Greg's. He's got 2 portions of chicken selects from Greg's. He's got a coffee.
He got me a Pepsi Max.
He's got nothing for me.
He's absolutely golden.
Can I have one of them chickens?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, cool. Right, perfect. How many? No, okay. How many are we going to beat West Ham by?
3 goals.
3 goals, right.
There you
we
go. You see, and he knows his stuff.
How far off team news are we? 30 seconds.
Hello, is that West Ham?
What is that from? Because
Right.
there's certain things on this channel that you and McCullough just say with no, because it's got to the point where probably the first 20 times you said it, you gave context. But now you're so sick of giving context, you just say it. And people like me, who maybe joined a few years after you, just have no fucking idea what you're on about.
Right.
So, hello, is that West Ham?
Hello, is that West Ham?
Explain to me what that is.
There was a documentary on, I think it was on the BBC or something, years ago, about 20 years ago, whatever. It might have been 10 years ago, actually. It was about hooligans, firms, yeah, proper sort of bet your manner, ain't it? Right, and there was it was a West Ham and City game, right? And the City firm were trying to get a load of lads together to have a fight with a West Ham firm.
Yes.
Right. Now, you can insert your own joke here. The City firm couldn't get the numbers, right?
Well, they should have. No, yeah, don't
yeah,
know that.
they. I think you usually. I don't know. I have never remotely been a football hooligan, but I think it is. You get 30 of you or whatever. Yeah. Each gets 30, 40 or whatever.
So there are sort of fair play rules.
Yeah,
in place
let's
here,
meet up and have a.
But you wouldn't. You try not to do 100 versus 10.
No, because it's unfair, obviously. So it's you get your 30 your top boys down here, and then we'll have a scrap. So the City lads were struggling. I'm not going to lie to you, they were struggling to get a 5-a-side team together. Yeah. There were spaces in the car.
Well, they should have given out free places in the paper.
Nice. Done. Buy one, get one free. So anyway, he's trying to get hold of a lad from West Ham, and he rings him, and he goes, hello, is that West Ham?
That's just one phone line to everyone involved with West Ham.
Has anyone got the number for West Ham?
Hi.
Yeah. Hello, is that West Ham?
Hello, is that Senegal? You can't. There's not just one phone.
Yeah,
okay, right, I get it.
So he does that. Yeah. In the end, they have to abandon the meetup when it's we've only got 3.
Right.
And it's not worth it. It's
not
just
fair.
a shambles. But if you ever get a chance to watch that documentary, I don't know what it's called. I don't know where you find it. Just it's out there. You can probably find it on YouTube.
Deeply entrenched sort of verbal lore of this channel, that without you knowing what it's called, where it's from, where to find it. And most of us haven't even seen it.
Because Dave Pritt's seen it as well. And I remember the first few watch-alongs we did, or previews, whatever, anything involving West Ham, I always used to say it, Dave used to say it. And then you and Baggers and everyone would be like,
what is that? I knew at a certain point what it was, but not quite. Let's go through this team then. Let's start I think it's just one change from the team that started the game against Wolves. Onana in goal, back four of Dalot, and the change there is Maguire for Varane. Then we've got Martinez and Shaw making up the back line. Midfield three again unchanged of Mainu, Casemiro and Fernandes, and a front three of Rashford, Højlund and Garnacho. And I wasn't here for the last watch along, so there's loads of stuff for us to go through. But you may be surprised to know the first thing I want to talk about, weirdly, because I know he's a big guy. What is it, Casemiro? 6'1", 6'2". You know, he's quite chunky, maybe sort of 75 kilos. He's a big bloke. But his ability to get his head on attacking set pieces is by far and away the best of anyone at the club. By an absolute... What is that about? I was watching the Wolves game, and like the first 5 corners and free kicks we had, he headed all of them. What is that? And he did it last season. He was our top scorer when he left. Scored in the Carabao Cup final. Like, what is that?
I don't know. I think you can put it down to Kobbie Mainoo's movement.
Right.
He creates a space for Casemiro, because anything good that happens at Manchester United is down to Mainoo. So I think he's the reason Casemiro gets his head on things.
Yes.
It's all Mainoo.
It's just Mainoo.
It's Mainoo. The reason that Højlund's got any goals is Mainoo. The reason Marcus scored is Mainoo. The reason Casemiro gets his head on things is Mainoo. The reason Martinez is back from injury is Kobbie Mainoo. It's all about Kobbie Mainoo, Joseph. Come on. That's the answer.
So, okay, so it's all Mainoo. So, was it Mainoo... Was that why Casemiro scored against Chelsea last season?
Yes.
Was that why he scored in the
Because Mainoo was on, in the stands, giving the Chelsea defenders the eyes, distracted him. Casemiro got in there.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's Kobbie Mainoo's world. We're just living in it.
Well, are we even living?
Exactly.
Or are we being sort of teased into existence by Mainoo himself?
Do you know what I think?
He's the puppet for all of us.
With Casemiro, I
Yes.
think he's had this role at Madrid, hasn't he? Where he's probably been a little bit restricted because you've got Luka Modric, you've got Toni Kroos, you've got Benzema and Ronaldo and Bale and all these other attacking players, and it's like, look, son, you just sit in front of the defence and do your job there. That's your role. And he's come to United, and Erik ten Hag, whilst he has been asked to do the defensive side of things, especially this season, we've seen more of it as well, where you've gone push forward and he's getting forward. We saw it in Munich, obviously, where he got his 2 goals. We've seen it in other games this season, including at set pieces. Get you forward, get your head on things, and he's enjoying it and he's reveling it. He's obviously got the ability to do it.
And I think the issue that we've had, and we'll probably still have it, I do think that a bit more discipline will be crucial for him in terms of us not being defensively sort of wide open. But the big issue we've had is, let's say Casemiro, who is clearly a goal threat, more so than maybe we thought when we bought him. You go, okay, let's use that goal threat to its maximum ability. Let's let him get forward a bit more. Let's get him in the box. Let's let him even push up for not just corners, but crosses and open play stuff as well. Then, okay, he's up. Scott McTominay's got to sit back and hold. Eriksen's got to sit back and hold by themselves. They can't do it. No. And it's still a difficult job for Mainoo, and he can't cover every blade of grass, and sometimes he gets passed around, obviously. But he is a much better person, a much better foil for Casemiro's sort of marauding runs than any of the other options we've got in midfield. Yeah. And we hadn't seen it be sort of used at all, obviously, because Mainoo's fitness and Casemiro's fitness not dovetailing until basically the Wolves game.
Yeah.
And it was so much... I know, obviously, second half... I want to talk a bit about the Wolves game, the first half and second half. But I almost feel like we need to talk less about the second half, because that is so much more like what we've seen every week this season. Yeah. We've almost analysed that second half performance 20, 30 times this season. Not 30, 20 times. Whereas the first half performance I would like to talk about, because we've seen that type of performance so rarely this season. A performance where United controlled the game, allowed barely any chances for the opposition, were fantastic in terms of making our own chances, even the likes of Højlund almost getting a goal from the keeper hitting it against him because the pressure and the pressing was so good. The link-up play looked better. To me, I think that 45 minutes was the best 45 minutes we've had this season, and that'll be the one when we say, what's Ten Hag style of play today? I'll point to that and say, watch that. Yeah. That was brilliant. Switching the ball quickly, pressing high, good interplay in and around the box, being decisive, hitting the ball early. Like, it was excellent, I thought.
No, I agree. I completely agree. And I think you make your case for it being our best 45 minutes is a valid one. I think maybe Everton away is the only other one where you could go, perhaps, but it's not, it's debatable. I thought there wasn't really anything to moan about It was a pretty sort of dominant performance away at a tough ground. They'd barely been beaten there this season. I think it'd been a while since they've been beaten there. So you looked at that and you thought, great. But there's this thing with United, and we it's a trait we've had really predominantly under Eric Ten Hag, is that when we concede one, the wheels come off.
Yeah.
Like, we keep doing it. We can't just concede a goal and then rally round and then just, put it out of our minds and get another goal and just move on. It's like you can feel the sort of nerves kick in. There's a panic.
There's a fragility to it.
Fragility is a great word, yeah. That absolutely. And I think, we've seen it away from home, especially last season with some god-awful results where one goal went in and then before you know it, it's 3-4 or worse. And that is the issue that you've got to fix, because whilst it's fantastic getting a last-minute winner and coming back from the way we did and everything after letting the lead slip, you can't carry on doing that throughout the season. You can't rely on 18-year-olds from Stockport to keep getting you out of jail. Like, you have to be able to be a little bit more defensively solid. And whilst I appreciate the fact that Eric Ten Hag's not had his strongest team, he's had to keep changing it. He's not had a settled back four. He's got a new goalkeeper. He's got youngsters. He's got people like Johnny Evans, who's done well, but he's got 35, 36-year-olds. He's got youngsters coming through. He's had to mix it up a lot. I think now, while you are getting a stronger team, the excuses are sort of going to wear a bit thin if you keep doing this. He has to sort of fix this problem, because it's been a problem ever since he arrived. Even last season, which I think was a very good season, a successful season, finishing third, obviously winning a trophy, getting to an FA Cup final, great. But even last season, we saw it. We saw capitulations by Manchester United that I have literally never seen in my life.
The 7-0 to Liverpool, obviously.
I've never seen that. The 6-3 at the Etihad. I know we've conceded goals before, but I don't want to keep going about 4-0 at half time against Brentford. That is unreal. Like, we have this trait under Eric Ten Hag where if we concede, everything, like you say, there's a fragility there and everything goes wrong.
I don't think that started under Ten Hag, though. I think we saw that under
We did see it under Ole and under Ralph Rangnick, to be fair, But the 5-0 at Old Trafford, it was 4-0 at half-time at Old Trafford, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I remember that one of probably the worst moment of my time as a United fan in a footballing context was at Old Trafford. We're 3-0 down.
Yeah.
The referee...
This is under Ole, isn't it?
Under Ole. 3-0 down against the Scousers.
Yeah.
The fourth official, whatever, has indicated 2 minutes of added time, right? Everyone's going mad. Because we're still thinking, get a goal, get back into it. We're moaning, everyone in the ground's moaning about the fact there's only 2 minutes when we've had 3 goals, we've had loads of stoppages and all the rest of it. And they got another goal in those 2 minutes. And it's like, Jesus wept, it's 4-0 at half-time at Old Trafford. So, yeah, it's you're right, it is something that happened under Ole, but it's become a bit more of a thing, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
Ten Hag. Like, Ole, you could say it happened towards the end of his tenure, like against Watford, against Liverpool. It wasn't a thing where you looked at him when, throughout Ole's time as manager, we kept doing it. We didn't. Yet throughout, I know it's a smaller sample size, but throughout Ten Hag's time at United, we keep doing this. Yeah. Even going back to Spurs at home the other week, it's 3 weeks ago now, we were, we get a goal, early goal, they get one back. We get another goal, they get one back. It's like, we can't just shut up shop, man. No. And you have to. You have to, whether you're chasing top 4, whether you're battling relegation, whether you're going for a title, you have to be able to have games where you dig in and you grind out a clean sheet, or you concede and you don't concede again. Yeah. You have to be able to do that. You can't just rely on your strikers to get you out of jail, or your midfielders, whatever. Especially when we're not exactly prolific, are we?
No. Up until the last month or so, our strikers had got a combined 1 Premier League goal between them.
So it's not like you've got people who are banging in 20 goals. You can go, it doesn't matter if they score 1, we'll score 2. Yeah. Because invariably we don't. So
we seldom score 2.
Yeah, we often score none, and we seldom score 2. Doesn't quite have the same ring to it, does it? No. As 6 and 10. But listen. Eric Ten Hag, whatever you think of him, he's an intelligent man. He's not stupid. He'll know there's a problem there. He can see it. He's just got to fix it. That's his job.
Can I be slightly sort of navel gazing and quote I saw a video that we were talking about a scientific study that I think is interesting. That interests me a lot.
Go on, you are a man of science.
So, it relates to United, because I think it relates to exactly what we're talking about and how. I think it's a mentality thing and a confidence thing and a belief in the expectation of a game. Yeah. So basically, I think United have got to the point where they think a 2-0 lead is essentially a 1-0 lead, or it's still 0-0. Because we saw it against Copenhagen, we saw it against Galatasaray, we saw it like you said, the capitulation against Liverpool multiple times. We've seen it. Who was it earlier in the was it someone at home where we lost 3-0? It should have been 4. About Bournemouth at home.
VAR saved us.
VAR saved us from a 4-0 draw.
Saved us, if I can use that word.
But this thing, we saw it the other day, 2-0 up, all of a sudden it's 2-2, and then, well, you know, we're losing. We're drawing, sorry. And I think it's mostly confidence and mentality thing. I was watching this thing, and they're talking about a study where you know about placebo effect. Everyone's heard of that. You know what that is. Basically, if you think something's going to happen, people get given a sugar pill, and they get told this is going to get rid of your headache. And lo and behold, even though the pill wasn't paracetamol, the headache went away. We've heard of that before, and part of that can be just explained by you expect something so it can happen. But there's another thing that is a sort of a step above that, where they gave... So there's this thing where certain people have a genetic sort of mutation in their body, not a mutation, but a genetic thing where they turn oxygen, like when you breathe in, if you're going for a run, some people have this thing, and all the great marathon runners tend to have this, where basically they just process air better. So they get the oxygen from it better, and they get rid of the CO2 better. They're just more efficient. Their system is more efficient. It's a genetic thing. It's not, you can't learn it. It's just genetic. They did this test where they had 2 groups of people, half of which had that genetic mutation, half of which didn't.
Yeah.
They sort of mixed them together into 2 groups of people who didn't, and they did tests on them. They made them run. They test their like VO2 max and all that. One group they said, you've got this genetic mutation where you're really good at cardio, basically.
Yeah.
And the other group they said, you don't have it.
Yeah.
Even though both groups had 50-50 people who didn't have it. The people who were told that they had this genetic mutation outperformed the people who actually did have it, even though they didn't have it, if you know what I mean. So the people who were told you've got this mutation, you're really good at cardio, even if they didn't have it, their body performed better than people who did actually have this genetic mutation because they thought they did.
Right.
So that's like that. Basically, they expected I'm going to be really good at cardio, and it wasn't just a mind thing. Their actual lungs and blood cells and all that processed oxygen more efficiently than someone who actually had this mutation who was told they didn't. And I think United have got to a point where they expect to lose. They expect to draw games. They expect to drop leads. They don't have confidence in themselves to win games. And I think that people overestimate, and I always talk about this, confidence is such a massive thing. Believing in yourself is such a massive thing that we lose games because we don't think we're going to win.
You know what? It's a great point, right? And West Ham's a good example of it, because I think it works in reverse as well, because I remember, right, years ago, and some people get involved in the chat. Was it Canute, I think, who scored for West Ham? It might have been one, I can't remember. I think it was Frederick Canute, scored in like the first minute for West Ham at Old Trafford, right? And we won 7-1.
Yeah.
We got annoyed. And what do you think you're doing?
Yeah.
And I remember being there and thinking, well, you shouldn't have done that because you've annoyed us now.
Yeah.
And we just battered him.
Yeah.
It's like, don't ever think you're doing that again.
Don't think you're coming here and scoring against us.
Who do you think you are?
We were going to beat you 2-0 and let you walk.
And now you've annoyed us.
Yeah.
Taking a minute, getting an early lead. I think it was Canute. Anyone who can Google it or just check. 7-1 at Old Trafford. Sorry, I wasn't asking you to do it, 'cause I know you're doing a chat in the comments. But I remember, like, the points I'm making are, the fans and the team were like, right, that's it now. We're not going to take it. Get at him, batter him, we'll show you. And West Ham almost went, oh God, what have we done?
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, what have we done? And I think now...
It matters.
I think now it's reverse, where teams like Bournemouth come at Old Trafford, and within the first minute they nearly scored.
Yeah.
And they're thinking, we can get a result here. This is maybe a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to batter Manchester United.
Yeah.
We may never... this might not happen in my career again. And I think the United players are thinking, fuck, shit, when we concede, it's not, well, you shouldn't have done that, now we're going to show you.
Yeah.
It's, oh my God, this could be 3 or 4-0.
Yes.
And I think it works both ways,
does.
bro.
And people just want to assume that tactics and stuff are the only reason why any game is won or lost. But it's not. Like, that is obviously a part of it. But you look at someone like Pep Guardiola, and I know he's often had the best teams in Europe, but maybe look at Jose Mourinho as well. You look at their record in finals. Some managers' record in finals is just astonishing.
Real Madrid, bro. The last person to beat Real Madrid in the final was Sir Alex Ferguson at Aberdeen.
Yeah.
He left Aberdeen in 1986.
Yeah.
And he's the last person to beat Real Madrid in a final.
In a European final.
In a European final,
Yeah.
sorry. Which also tells you how good Fergie is before any numpties
Yeah.
start with, Pep's better. No, he isn't.
But a big part of that isn't just because they've always had the better team, because sometimes they have, a lot of the time they have, but they haven't always, and you can have upsets. To not lose the European final in 35 years or whatever it is, nearly 40 years
now.
Yeah.
40 years this year.
Yeah, 84. Is to do with the opposition thinking they're going to lose and you knowing you're going to win. I think that happened against United against Newcastle last season in the Carabao.
I said to
They
you,
didn't think they could win
I
that
said
game,
to
and
you-
we knew we would.
I was sat there, right, behind the goal, and the Geordies had all got there early, and they've all got the flags out, and they're all celebrating. And I'm telling you now, I said to my pal I was with, I have never been more certain in my life United are going to win a game.
Yeah.
I said, we'll do this today.
Yeah.
I said, it's too much for him. It's like, there was almost like, even though United hadn't won a trophy 6 years, there was a matter of factness to United. The way we approached it was like, we've been to Wembley hundreds of times. Even if, yes, we've not won a trophy 6 years, but you've got a lot of players who've won Champions Leagues and all sorts. It's
Casemiro ain't
the
losing a
fans
cup
weren't-
final to, Sean Longstaff.
Yeah, and that's no disrespect to them, but
Yeah.
I just had that feeling to it. They've
Yeah.
been in London for like 3 days partying, which I get. I'm not criticising fans for enjoying themselves, but there was almost like a routine as to United.
Yeah.
And it's like, and that, unfortunately, you go forward a few more months, and it's sort of turned on its head where City are in that zone,
Yep.
and City are in that routine, and City are like, even though they're going for a treble, albeit with 115 charges hanging over their head, are in that sort of, every game for them has been a big game.
We're
Every
gonna
game
win
has
the
been on the
treble.
way to winning stuff, because we had it in '99, and we were the ones who were like,
Yeah.
and that showed after, Gundogan scores after 12 seconds or whatever. So I think you're right, and obviously I didn't know that studied until you told me, but it makes sense to me that psychologically, like, you always talk about momentum. You talk about momentum a lot, and you're right too, because I watched in 2019, I think it was, I watched a team that was absolutely shocking under one of the greatest managers of the past 20 years turn into a record-breaking team that went on a run that no one had ever seen before under a guy whose last job was getting Cardiff relegated.
Yeah.
I watched the same, almost identical team.
Yeah.
Like, one team just couldn't string 2 wins together and was shocking, and another team was great. And you might argue, but Jose was doing this and a lot of it was just that momentum. It was that buzz that Ollie come in,
belief.
was nice to everyone. The belief was there.
Yeah.
Pogba was happy. He found a system. He stuck to it. But that momentum kept going.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you're just winning all these games. When Bruno came in, right, just before Bruno come in, and I'll let you get to the chat in a minute, we lost to Burnley 2-0, right, Old Trafford. And I remember feeling so low. Because I thought, Ollie's going to get sacked. I really want him to work out. We're not going to get top 4. Burnley are coming to Old Trafford and playing us off the park. We're a mess, right? Bruno comes in. Now, one player can't be everything yet, and we got some injuries come back. All of a sudden, we went on a 21-game unbeaten run.
I know.
21 games, bro. And we were 6 points off top 4, and we finished 3rd in the end. Like, we went on a phenomenal run, which also involved getting to a few semi-finals as well. It was like everything just kicked, because that momentum, that belief on every game. And a lot of those games, we concede first, and we come back.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, well, this is done now.
No.
It was like, nah, man, we've got this. And we did. And I think that momentum and that belief and that psychology, it's immeasurable. It really is.
And it's proven as well by like the fact that you look at Liverpool last season and the fact that Liverpool have these on and off seasons. They still have the same manager. That's undoubtedly a great manager in Klopp. They have, I know some of the players have changed this season, but they've had a lot of the same players over the last 7 or 8 years, and they've had as many 4th and 5th place finishers or 4th place finishers as they've had league titles. More.
Yeah.
Because momentum, confidence, injuries, these things matter a lot, and just as much as tactics. If you haven't got those other things, it doesn't matter how good your tactics are, it doesn't matter who's in charge, you won't win games. And Liverpool are the perfect proof of that, because they can go from getting 97 points one season to scraping 4th the year after, and their goalie's the one who's got them there because he scored a last-minute goal against Fulham or whatever it was.
West Brom.
Yeah. Like that, you can't say that Pep's a shit manager 9 months later.
No.
It is. There are all these things that go into it, which is why I think ruling out Ten Hag because we've had a few bad games, to me, isn't allowing for the fact that the structures around him And the players on the pitch haven't had any chance of getting that confidence together because they've not played together really as much as anything. We've got a few super chats. Michael W says, hope you're well, lads. Prediction 3-2 for today. We'll get the win, but never easy as always. Basically what we've been talking about there.
Bro.
Marist Boy 25 said, is this the most giddy we've been about our team and our chances of winning in a long time? Certainly since the start of the season for me, because that Wolves performance, I thought second half was, like we keep saying, shady. We've just not had no confidence all year, have we?
No, we've not had an opportunity, and apologies for banging on the table, I'll stop. We've not had an opportunity to get giddy, because any good result we've had has been followed by a poor one or a disappointing one.
Yeah.
And like, even the good results haven't been that amazing. Like, we've had wins, obviously.
Yeah.
But, you know, beating
no big statement win
Brentford
yet
at
this season,
home, or Luton at home, or Copenhagen at home, or drawing 0-0 with Liverpool. It's not like, even go to Goodison and beating them, yeah, okay, you're beating Everton and it's a result, but it's not like you're beating a title challenging team. So it just feels like there's not been many sort of impressive, amazing sort of results to rally around, and there's certainly not been 2 or 3 on the spin.
No, exactly. Kian says, Joe, I would love to agree with you, but I think we think games are done at 2-0 due to arrogance, and that's why we don't press on. Love the channel. Maybe, but if you look at the sort of the statistics around 2-0 leads and going on to win the game, it's overwhelmingly in favour of the team 2-0 up.
Yeah.
Like, I'll double check the exact numbers, but I would guess in the 90% of the time or above, a team that is 2-0 up wins the game. So that has to be. That's not taking into account the fact that United as well are usually better than the team they're playing. So it's not often a fluky 2-0.
No.
You know, we're a better team. We've got better players than Wolves. The fact that we're 2-0 up means we should win that game. And that's also proven by the fact that United have got this home record. Since the Premier League began, we haven't lost a game at home that we were leading at half-time. And that's not just because, you know, we're arrogant or whatever. That's because mentality and all these things go into it, and the fact that we're at home maybe helps boost that mentality, helps boost that sort of, we can't give up here because there's 75,000 people A, cheering us on, and B, won't accept that.
How much do you think as well comes into, especially over the years, maybe not so much as now post-Fergie, but certainly for your opposition, just damage limitation.
Yeah.
You've played football where you go, you know, just keep it respectable.
Yeah,
like
we are winning
you
this.
know, we're 1-0 down, 2-0 down at Old Trafford. Maybe not 1-0, but like certainly 2. You know, you think, right, let's not make it 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it tight and try and, you know, at least draw the second half or whatever. It's almost like that, innit? Where teams for many, many years, that's how they felt at Old Trafford. You could see it. You could see that they were sort of, they were acting like they were 1-0 up when they were losing.
Yeah.
Because it was like, look, if we get too giddy here, we'll end up getting battered.
Yeah.
Because Fergie's teams could always do that with you. And obviously, we've still won a lot of home games. I mean, our record last season, for example, Old Trafford, was fantastic after that Brighton game and the Sociedad game where we were robbed with that awful penalty shout. We beat a lot of good teams. We beat Barcelona, we beat City, we beat Arsenal, we beat Liverpool. It's only like, you know, Leeds
Chelsea.
and Newcastle that got a draw, I think, and maybe someone at Southampton after that red card. But we were beating everyone.
Yeah.
And it was like, you know what, we sort of... Ten Hag sort of manifested what he said, like, I want us to be a fortress, and it had happened. And it's so frustrating that this season we haven't been able to build on that. No. And Old Trafford has become, you know, it's become easy pickings for too many teams, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
I think the Bournemouth result for me was a massive low point. I mean, you can look at Liverpool games and City games and all the rest of it, but those are teams that are good teams that are winning things, are challenging for titles and winning titles. For Bournemouth to come and, like you said earlier, probably feel a little bit unlucky not to win 4-0.
Yeah,
it's just absolutely disgraceful.
Yeah, it is. Just another player I want to talk about a little bit, because I think I'll get to Mainu in a minute, but almost sort of lost in Mainu's wake a little bit is Garnacho. And I saw a stat from Sky Sports the other day, a list of stats, and it was talking about Garnacho since he moved to the right wing, which was the Villa game, with the first time we saw him play there. This is in the rank amongst all Premier League players. This isn't just, or maybe right wingers. Ranking factor all positions. So all positions. His open play expected assists is 8th of everyone in the Premier League.
About right.
His
innit?
chances created is 9th.
Yeah.
His one-on-ones attempted is 1st. He's attempted more one-on-ones than anyone else in the league.
Yeah.
His one-on-ones completed is 3rd.
Brilliant.
His possessions won in the final third, another one, is 3rd. I mean, we've not played a ton of games. I think it's only 3 or 4 games in that time. But I think Garnacho has looked absolutely electric on the right-hand side in a way that not only is Anthony not doing, but more importantly, Garnacho wasn't doing as much on the left.
No.
I think he looks like a right winger to me. And I think having someone, as you've said loads this season, who can do a step over and cross it on their strong foot from the outside is something that United have been lacking massively.
I love Garnacho, Dave.
Yeah.
And I think people forget how old he is. He's only a kid because he's come straight into the team at a very young age. Was he 19 years old? And he had a bit of a lull, didn't he, this season? Let's have it right. After the highs of last season where he kept coming on and, coming on in the derby and just destroying City, coming on in other games, coming on against Fulham, getting the winner. And then this season, he started a lot more games and he struggled a little bit. And I get that because maybe there's a little bit of second season syndrome where teams know what you're about.
Yeah.
They're more aware of you. There's more pressure on you. It's difficult. But since he's moved on the right-hand side, the thing that I liked about that was all those stats were pretty impressive. Was the most attempted take-ons because I want to see a winger try to take his man on.
Yeah.
I don't mind if a winger gets tackled, right? If you don't think Ryan Giggs got tackled, you've never watched United, right? Ryan Giggs will get tackled a lot, but you didn't mind that because a lot of the time he wouldn't, and he'd get through, and he'd get past the fullback, and he'd get a ball in, or he'd score or whatever. You want to see a winger attacking a fullback, trying to take players on. That's what United are about, and he does that, and I love that. And I'll never blame him if he's doing it and sometimes it isn't coming off, as long as he keeps going. And that's what I want to see from my attackers. And I think this kid, potentially, I know we talk about potential a lot, but he could go all the way. Because if you look at his start to his career, 19 years old, he's in his second season at Manchester United. He's one of our most important players, and I think he's good vibes. Garnacho. I talk about this a lot. And I know you can't tell everything from a brief meeting. I took my lad down to Carrington because there was an opportunity for young fans to meet Garnacho and Palestre for a sort of mock press conference where they got to ask questions. And I got a good impression of him. He seemed like a nice lad. He spoke about his family. I think he's just had a kid.
Yep.
He was very warm towards the kids that were there. Took his time with photos, was chatting. I know his English isn't perfect, but he's certainly good enough to hold a conversation. And he just seemed like a genuinely nice lad. And I hope that he continues on his career progression. I hope he stays at United as well, because you never know, do you, with players that necessarily Manchester born and bred. They might want to go to warmer climates sooner or later.
Especially you feel like with him being from a Spanish-speaking country, there might be that lure of Barcelona or Real Madrid that you see a lot.
I get that. But I hope we can get at least a few more years out of him and hopefully win a title with him.
Yeah, and also I think as well, you look at him, and this is obviously sort of old-fashioned, old school. Always flashy, must be a knob. But people do think like that. And you look and he's got his bleach blonde hair, he's got the slits in his eyebrows, he's just had his teeth done, he's got prison break tattoos all over him. You think, oh, this guy's probably a bit of a knobhead. But there's no evidence of that whatsoever. And I think that's a credit to him. He seems never heard of anything off the pitch, never seen him pictured anywhere, never heard anything like, or not turning. There was, one thing 18 months ago about being slightly late for a meeting, but in terms of his personality, he seems to have learned from that and become someone that is reliable on and off the pitch. And I think United as well, I know we obviously do this anyway, but you have a duty to protect these people, your employees, especially even if you just want to look at it from a Glazer financial, he's an asset perspective. This is a lad who could win us a lot of games or make us a lot of money if that's what you're focused on. So regardless of who you are in the ownership of Man United, there is a reason to make him be the best person and player you possibly can. And we need to handle him properly. We need to get the right people around him, make sure he's got the right team around him, lead him towards the good things, maybe shield him from some of the bad things, and make this human being the best possible footballer we can. Because so far, he's got all the talent. He seems like he seems like a good bloke, a nice lad. What more do you want? We have to do better with our talents and hope that it doesn't, let him go or give him too big a contract or whatever. We need to, hopefully, with Ineos and whatever combined, we can make the most out of this kid, because, like you said, he's got all the potential in the world. He looks great.
Yeah, and listen, tattoos and your eyebrows shaved and your hair bleached. I had a lot worse when I was 19. I went playing for Manchester United Football Club.
Absolutely.
No, I know you're not criticising,
Yeah,
but I get that. That's just a young lad
Yeah.
who's expressing himself the way that most young lads do. But in terms of his ability, we know he's got that ability. And what I like about it was after the Newport game, Bruno more or less called him out, didn't he? He said like we were 2-0 up, we could have gone 3-0 up, and some people were trying to score when there's better options available, whatever. Obviously, a not so thinly veiled dig at Alejandro Garnacho for when he shot it at the bar when we were 2-0 up.
Yeah.
Fast forward to the Wolves game, and you can see he's made a concerted effort to pick players out a bit more. You could see he was doing that, and it didn't always come off, but he was certainly giving it a go. So, yeah, I like the kid.
Yeah.
I think he's got the talent. He looks like he's got his head screwed on. In an ideal world, maybe he wouldn't be used as much. Maybe we wouldn't be so reliant on a 19-year-old. But it doesn't matter. Giggs was 19 when he was in the team every week.
Yeah.
The Busby Babes, a lot of them were teenagers when they were playing every week. You know, it's not like United are averse to giving teenagers starts in the football team. So I think that just like you said, you make a good point. We just need to land them right. Sorry, Joe's just chuckling because we're just seeing Luke Littler playing darts with the Manchester United.
Oh, so I thought that was Luke Shaw.
Wow.
Fuck it, sorry. Oh, yeah, it is. I was going to say Luke Shaw's had a big weekend. Christ. No, it is Luke Littler. Sorry, that makes way more sense. I was thinking, why is Luke Shaw playing darts with everyone? Yeah, no, it's Luke Littler. No, fair enough. Yeah, good lad.
Have we mentioned the West Ham team?
No, we haven't. Let's get into that.
Let's not be too arrogant and ignore them completely.
No, they're very much part of the game, Jay. Right, here we go. Areola. You've always spoken about how much you love that. What?
You know the Areola jokes all the time.
I just
don't
said-
make a tit of himself and all that nonsense.
Oh, that's
I'm just saying what the obvious jokes are.
that's
Don't give me that.
despicable.
I
That.
know.
You know, you've got to put your best foot forward.
Nice.
Johnson. Speaking of putting your feet forward, Kurt Zuma, the cat-kicking bastard. He's there. And you can say that.
Cat kicking bastard.
Well, it's got a C next to his name, so I assume that's what that stands for.
Yeah, that stands for cats.
Horrible, that, wasn't it?
It was just weird. Like, what's that about? Why are you volleying cats across your kitchen, you absolute lunatic?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it was minging. I've got a cat, and that's horrible. But
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
No. Kufal.
Yeah, it's decent. They've got a lot of decent players, you know.
Ward-Prowse.
Right, Ward-Prowse is good.
Yeah.
I'm scared to say this.
Say
He'll
it.
probably score against us now.
Shit.
He is good, but Mackham mentioned this the other day, and he's right. This whole David Beckham comparison needs to stop.
Yeah. He looks a bit like Ethan. So let's go with that comparison, I'd say.
Ward-Prowse?
Yeah.
Do you think so?
A little, yeah.
Is Ethan producing?
He's just gone out. He's just He's starting this game. He's just nipped to Old
He's
Trafford
just nipped.
for an hour
It's
and a
not
half.
like, yeah, nice. It's not like we're busy.
Yeah.
Right, fair enough. He's just nipped out for a bit.
For a sandwich. He said he wants some me time. Kudus, who's been arguably one of the signings of the season.
Oh my
Coming
God,
from-
if I hear we should have signed Mohamed Kudus
Yeah.
again, I'm going to go back on the beer. Jesus wept.
Um,
So I'll ever hear.
Alvarez,
Yeah.
again, was that this season from Ajax? I think it was, wasn't it? Bowen,
Yeah,
good
he's
player.
class him. He's decent.
Very good
He's
player.
the one that showed us that Alex Telles weren't any good in
Yeah.
his first game.
Yeah, exactly. Aguerd,
Yeah.
yep. Suchek,
Yeah, he's a danger, him, innit?
Yeah.
He's a right handful.
yeah, he is.
He's horrible. He's one of them, right?
Yeah.
I hate it when you've got a corner against West Ham and you see him walking up. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh God, here we go.
It would be horrible to play against him because also he's so big but he's so skinny.
Yeah.
It's like playing against a surfboard with elbows.
A surfboard with
You know,
elbows.
just so flat and
Yeah.
and tall.
He's minging.
Yeah, he is.
He
Disgusting.
He's horrible.
And then up front as well, of course, your friend of mine, Emerson. Actually, he's not playing up front, is he? Thoughts?
I mean, it's a strong team. West Ham are a good team. And me and you were speaking about this the other day. Like, David Moyes gets a load of grief. Me and Mac were talking about this. Me and Dave Pritt were talking about this on the preview, sorry. He gets a lot of grief, David Moyes, but he's arguably, a contender for, he is one of their most successful ever managers.
Yeah.
He's the first one that's won a trophy there for 44 years, or 43 years, I think it was.
Yeah.
He's the only one I think he's won he's one of only two managers West Ham have had who've won a European trophy. One of only three managers have had who've actually won a trophy. Just watching Kobe Mainoo's goal again for the 700th time this week. And the West Ham fans seem to dislike him.
Yeah.
He's got him into Europe, I think, 3 seasons. He's rescued him from relegation twice where he's come in, taking over from Slaven Bilic, and then from Manuel Pellegrini, where he's had to sort of turn the team around, and he has done. They've scored 60-plus goals twice in 3 years, I think, with him as the manager.
Yes.
And yet they all think he's crap. I don't get
mad.
it.
I love as well that you've done the research on this. Yeah. And I was with you the other day when you did that research.
Yeah.
Because we were just sat, not even on camera, just the two of us. Yeah. You were slowly getting more and more worked up at the fact that West Ham fans don't rate David Moyes.
I don't get it.
To the fact that you got the receipts. Yeah. And to be fair, you proved pretty unequivocally that he is their best and most successful manager of the last 40 years.
Like, people like love on.
Unquestionably.
Yeah. Like, we was watching, I can't remember what we was watching, and it was, I think it might have been Anton Ferdinand on Filthy, and it was like, they were doing like their best West Ham team, and who would be in it, and who'd be the manager, and they were saying like Slaven Bilic would be the manager, and like, I get that obviously, you know, they play some good stuff under him, and they all like him or whatever, but again, it went wrong for him under him. He got sacked, and Moyes had to come in and rescue him. Pellegrini was meant to be this, you know, he's won the title with City, getting, you know, a big coup for him, getting a Premier League winning manager. And again, Moyes had to come in. And I don't particularly like David Moyes. I think his time at United, you know, it's not completely his fault. It has left a bit of sour taste in my mouth because we never recovered from his tenure. Yeah. Like, we just didn't. We had to get the appointment after Fergie right, and we didn't, and he got a lot of things wrong. But I look at what he's done at West Ham, and I don't blame fans, right, for wanting more. You should always want more. I get that. But I think you have to be a little bit fair and realistic, and I just don't get this hate that David Moyes gets from the West Ham fans, because I think they were saying last season they finished whatever it was, 15th, whatever. Yeah. But you won a trophy. Yeah. You're in the Europa League because you won a European trophy. You've never won not won a European trophy since what, 1981 or 1979? Sorry. Yeah. And you sort of questioning it. Like, I just think it's harsh.
I mean, you're interesting there. You're defending David Moyes, and I think Samuel's gone one step further, and he says Moyes was our best manager.
No, he wasn't.
So you know that's what you're saying.
Samuel, listen, bro.
You and Samuel can agree on that.
I like the fact
at
that
least.
you're kind of like backing me a bit. Yeah,
yeah, he's on your side.
I'm all for that.
Best manager.
Here's a question for you then. Who is our best manager? Who has been our best manager post Fergie? Obviously.
It depends by what metric, because obviously if it's just silverware is the only thing that matters in football, it's Jose. If it is how much I liked being a United fan, how much I enjoyed watching games, how much I enjoyed going to games, it is unquestionably Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, without question. What was yours?
I think you make a great point there. In terms of success, Jose's the only one who's won 2 trophies and a second place finish. I'm not having the Charity Shield before anyone starts.
What, the Chazza Shizza?
And the Chazza Shizza.
Fuck off.
Platty Jubes. I think Eric Ten Hag was on course until this season when the wheels came off. His first season was great because he actually did something that Jose didn't do. He had us playing well in the league and in the cups, where Jose gave up on the league in January. But I agree. I had probably more enjoyable times under Ole, but the most success was Jose Mourinho. We've just not got that balance yet, have we?
No.
We haven't. No. Or that consistency for more than 2 seasons.
Yeah.
It's weird with Jose, because even that second place finish where we got 81 points, which on paper is very good, there was a lot of bad games in that.
Yeah.
You look at like the games against Huddersfield, against, was it Brighton, against West Brom. Some of them were tough watches, man. Leicester.
And yet best points tally we've had in a decade.
I know, it's weird.
Yeah.
It is weird. And there's other seasons where that would have, obviously got you the title. Yeah. But I always think that shows you all this stuff about how good City were. If United were the second best team that season, then it shows you the standard league weren't great.
Yeah. Joshua Bowater says, born and raised in Madrid, obsessed with Ronaldo, going to be gutted when he moves to Real in a few years. That's Garnacho we're talking about there.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. But hopefully, and I don't think he's... Well, I'll go out on a limb and say he's not going to be as good as Ronaldo. But hopefully you can at least get, very good years out of him before that. And also, let's turn him into a player that is that level before we start worrying about losing him.
Yeah, no, I agree with all that. I mean, you never know. Like, he's got a kid, his kid could grow up, in England, he might think, my kid's happy here, I'm going to settle there. You don't know. Yeah. But there is a sort of feeling with youngsters that have come from South America or wherever that eventually they're going to want to go and move on. We just have to wait and see. But like you say, the main thing is just getting playing well consistently for Manchester United. And
he was born in Madrid as well.
Oh, right, sorry. Cause
I know he plays for Argentina, doesn't he? But he was born in Madrid, yeah.
Right, so it does make sense that eventually he'll end up going to Real Madrid if he's doing really well, because they usually snap up anyone that's mint, don't they? who they can get. So yeah, we'll have to just wait and see. Because I don't know as well. It's a weird one at the minute. Because the Premier League's the place to be.
Yeah, that's true.
It is. It's like if you look at like when we was growing up, like Spain. When I was very young, it was Italy. Everyone went to Italy. That's where all the best players went. The Italian league was like the best league in the world, and then it became the Spanish league, and they dominated, and they were the ones winning all the Champions Leagues. They had all the best players, and then you'd see so many top players go to Spain. It's like if you had a really good player, eventually they'll go to Barcelona or Real Madrid, and we saw it ourselves with Ronaldo. But I think now it's the Premier League, and you look at how many Champions League winners have been English recently. Obviously,
if you look at finalists, in particular,
sorry, it was probably
it's
more
insane.
accurate. You've had Liverpool, City, and Chelsea winning it. Then you've had Tottenham, City,
Liverpool two more times,
Tottenham being in there, City being in there another time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been dominated by English teams in a way that I can't remember, because even when we were winning and getting to finals, other than the Chelsea one, and I think Liverpool did it around the same time, it wasn't like loads of teams were doing it or loads of teams were challenging. And even in like the Europa League and the Europa Conference, just mentioned West Ham, you've got strong teams.
West Ham won that. Chelsea won it a few years ago. United won it a few years ago. Liverpool won it a few years ago. It's very Europe at the minute. Unless you play a Spanish team in the final, it feels like it's an English team winning everything.
That's what I mean, and it's not. It's kind of the first time I've seen that. I know there was the time when it happened, like I think from '76 or whatever to '82. I think English teams dominated the European Cup, whatever.
Yeah.
But certainly, since I've been watching football, it's the first time I can remember it being so, the Premier League being so dominant. Me and my pal were talking about this just before I came to work today, and it was like, years ago, you'd go and watch United and you'd play like, you'd play Juve and they'd have Zidane and Davids and Deschamps and all these mint players, and then you'd play Barcelona and they'd have a load of like, I don't know, Romario, Stoichkov or whatever.
Yeah.
They'd have all these top players, and you'd play Real Madrid, obviously, just had a load of stars, Figo and all that. And yet now it feels like a lot of them teams, like a lot of the top teams, they have the 1 or 2 stars, but they don't have the same consistency.
No.
Like you would have in Europe 5 or 6 teams that would have ornament players. And also, now when you've got a really good player that's maybe in Holland or France or whatever, a lot of the time they're coming here.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to Italy or Spain. They're coming here, and I suppose the Premier League's better for it. It's just a shame that it's the wrong teams winning it.
Yeah, we've got 5 minutes till kick-off then. We're going to hear from Ronaldo in a few minutes. Hopefully we can get him on for a quick kick-off score prediction before kick-off. Get your score predictions in the comments. Let me know the scoreline and the scorers as well. So who's getting the goals and what is the score going to be? I'll start with you, Jay. Scoreline and scorers, what are you thinking? How is this game going to unfold? How will it manifest?
I think Kobe Mainu will just dominate, as he always does.
God.
And we'll win. I can't remember what I said on the prediction. Forgive me, I'm probably going to give you a different score prediction. I'll go 3-1 United.
Really?
I think so. I think we'll win today. I feel maybe it's just because I'm still giddy from that last minute winner against Wolves, but I feel like we can win this one, and I feel like confident in that front three again.
Yeah, me too.
Like
the scoring again. That's why.
Hoyland's, I think, has got 3 in his last 3 Premier League games. Marcus Rashford, I think, has got the same. Yeah. You've just mentioned Garnacho's stats there in terms of how he's stacking up against his peers. So yeah, I think that with Casemiro, Mainu, Bruno in that midfield. Also, I do rate Varane more than Maguire, but I think Maguire's all right. I think he's had a decent season when he's come in. Probably gets a bit more stick than he deserves.
And also, he's looked all right in a defence that so far hasn't had Martinez in it when he's been playing.
No, Martinez is such a big player.
He was fantastic in that first half against Wolves. Yeah. Just every time, like, he's just doing a little feints and little moves, and he just finds a bit more space and time on the ball than everyone else. He's pushing up high, he's dribbling through and then finding the pass at the end of it. He's been excellent. I'll get into a couple of the comments. Jason Drew says 4-1, Hoyland hat-trick and Mainu. Roy Thompson says 3-2, West Ham. Onana throws a couple in his own net. Good stuff. Mr. Impact Craig says Rasmus 2. Don't even worry about how many West Ham are scoring. They don't even count. They're just a non-entity at this point. Mr. Impact says so. The Boss says 2-2, not Bruce Springsteen, just someone who's called Boss. Spotless Leopard says 4-1, Hoyland, hat-trick and Garnacho. A lot of people saying Hoyland, Jonathan Rahaman, Elmo Chacho, Jesus Christ, sorry everyone. All saying Hoyland to score. Ronaldo Brown joins us, fresh off the back of a package of, let's be honest, it was chicken and wedges, wasn't it?
Packet of Gregory's.
You've hit the Gregory's hard. Has that imbued you with a foresight, the likes of which we've never seen on this channel before?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Does that mean I have Gregory's every single time? I'm
No.
joking. All right.
I hope so. But yeah, you've not proven that yet, I'm afraid. What are you thinking today? How's it looking? Using what we've learned over maybe from the Wolves game as well? How would you see this going?
I do believe, similar to Jay, that I think we will win. I think it'll be another tight one, though. I don't think it will be something that we run away with. I think they were quite poor recently against Bournemouth for the first half, especially. I think they drew 1-1, but Bournemouth have obviously been decent. It won't be easy going. I think there'll be peaks and troughs, as often is with this United team.
Always is.
Really? But I don't think we rarely do have comfortable victories. And another thing that has been of concern is usually when United do get a bit of a win, that gets us a little bit more positive, Jay. We speak about all the time. They usually follow up with shit in the bed the following game. So we need some sort of momentum to build, some confidence to build. I think we've got all our injury problems have basically been removed apart from Mount. This is probably the strongest 11 that you could go with, barring maybe 1 or 2 players. So I think now is really the time where we need to see United kind of hit their stride, show a bit of consistency, show an identity, and show like a bit of character and a winning mentality, and hopefully finish the season a lot stronger than the first part of the season has been. And I think if I was to do a score prediction, I think it'll be 2-1 to Manchester United. I think we have to be careful of West Ham and their set piece ability. That might be one of the reasons why I put Varane in. Obviously, you have Martinez in, as good as he is, you do lose a little bit of height and physicality, especially against someone like West Ham, where they've got Ward-Prowse, so you don't get many better set piece takers than him. And then they've even got a back three of centre halves now, and you've always got Soucek, who's always dangerous in the box. Obviously, you don't have Antonio because I think they've got 2 smaller forwards now in Kudus and Bowen, but Bowen's definitely decent in the air as well.
Player,
So I think we've got to be careful and not give away daft free kicks in our defensive third and not try and give away too many set pieces. I think that's one of the major equalisers in the game, is their added little bit of physicality. Yeah,
definitely. Also, if you're watching the footage and the game itself, we're seeing there mention and of course respect for the Munich air disaster, which was this is the closest home game to that, obviously the 6th of February 1958. I think it almost goes without saying, but you've got to say it as well because of the impact that had on United. What that means, I think it's the 66th anniversary in 2 days, and obviously with the recent passing as well of Bobby Charlton, I think it has that extra sort of impact. And also, and obviously he wasn't there for long, but David Moyes being a former United manager as well, he knows what that means. You can see him with the wreath there that he's obviously going to bring out. Just always worth mentioning and showing reverence and respect for what happened and how United and how the people around United recovered from the most tragic time in the club's history, isn't it?
Yeah.
I went to Munich a few years ago when David Moyes was manager of United.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, and went to the site of the memorial, which is on the outskirts of Munich because the airport has moved now, and it's very eerie. It's sort of obviously it's very sad. It goes without saying, but because it's almost in the middle of nowhere, which adds to the sadness about it. Because you think these young lads lost their lives in such a
is there still an airport there?
No, I don't think so. It's just like there's nothing there. It just feels there's a village nearby, and then there's the memorial, but it's like in the middle of a load of fields almost. So you have to trek to get there. But I think it's almost like compulsory in it if you've got the time and you're in Munich and you're a United fan. It's like it's a no-brainer. Just go and visit it.
I've not been, but I think me and my dad are going to go next year.
Yeah,
just
go.
For the anniversary.
We just went down there, me and my pals, and left some flowers and stuff, and went back to Munich city centre to watch us get battered off by Munich when Patrice Evra gave us 47 seconds of joy.
What a goal, by the way.
That was amazing. I was still celebrating it when they equalised.
We haven't spoken about Kobbie Mainoo really at all because I've almost been
saving it.
Can I be honest with you? I'm almost scared to watch him play because I'm so optimistic. My expectations and my belief of how good he is so high that I'm almost scared to watch him play and not reach those levels. Do you understand what I mean? It's like if someone handed you a Fabergé egg, well, that's yours now, and you went, oh my, like if I drop this, that's 150 grand or whatever, or £1 million or whatever down. It's almost like he's so precious and so rare that if we watch him, something's going to go wrong. Do you know what I mean, Ronaldo? What do you make of him? What do you make of his sort of levels and his potential and all that, and what we've seen of him so far?
I actually feel the opposite. I feel very, very confident in him.
Good.
Because what he actually has shown me, other than his abilities, he's got great temperament, and he looks like very. I think he oozes a little bit of that confidence and composure that gives you that kind of reassurance almost when you're watching him, because of his relaxed nature and the fact that he's actually, obviously, one of the major points with players that are that young is their consistency. And he's been very, very consistent. Obviously, he's had an error there or two, maybe a pass or two, but I think they're just growing pains. And 18 years old, coming into a United team that has been largely dysfunctional as well, which is never easy for someone that's young.
No.
And to perform the way he has been and obviously become like a pivotal part of the team.
Yeah.
Shows that if you're good enough, then you're old enough. And I believe Mainu is definitely meant to be a pillar of the United's midfield for years to come. And I'm just hoping that we almost like mould him correctly, make sure that we don't put too much pressure on him too early, and he can become the player that he looks like he's destined to be, and he already is, to be honest with you.
Fantastic. And something else I liked, I've seen clips and interviews and bits and bobs with him a little bit before, but I watched his interview after the game the other night, and he speaks very well. He talks like someone who is, I know this is a bit maybe slightly harsh to some other players, and I'm not going to mention any names, so it doesn't matter, but some players look like you can see them almost clicking play on the tape of the media training that they've had, and it just comes out. He speaks and talks about himself and the game and his teammates as though he is coming up with original thoughts in real time. He seems like an intelligent lad, which I think is always a positive of someone that you think he's going to do the right things in order for his career to be the best it can be. He speaks very well, and sometimes you think, oh no, you sound like you're a bit thick.
Yeah.
None of that with him whatsoever from what I saw the other night and the bits I've seen.
No, I mean, I can't say enough good things about him. Me and Steve was chatting the other day after the Wolves game. It's like you've run out of words to describe him, because he's just, everything about him I love. His attitude, his ability, his temperament, his maturity for such a young player. And for me, I mean, I'm almost don't care whether he does or not, but I think it's a no-brainer that he has to make the plane for Southgate.
Yeah, well, me too. Yeah.
I just think, why wouldn't you take him?
Yeah, definitely.
There's a debate to be had whether he should start or not, but he should certainly be in that squad.
I think as well, we were looking a little bit before, or I was looking a bit before at like the midfield options that Southgate has. And I think if you look at the absolute definites, if they're fit, they're there. Bellingham and Rice. I think they're the only two where you say, for certain you will be there. I think he's playing today. I think Calvin Phillips as well. He clearly likes him, even though he's barely played for City for 18 months. He starts, most games for England. I think he'll be there. In terms of straight up central midfielders, I think after that, it's a toss of a coin.
He watched
at
Henderson
best.
yesterday, didn't he, Southgate? Apparently he went to watch the Ajax game.
So he's the one I think has got a pretty good chance.
Yeah, he
of
likes
going
him,
because he likes him. But after that, we looked in the last squad, the squad that played Italy, obviously qualifier, big game against Italy, the other best team in the group. There was Conor Gallagher was in there. There was Maddison was in there, who's played very well this season, probably should get a spot, but isn't by any means a guaranteed place in the England squad at either of those two. I'd have him in over Conor Gallagher.
I'd have him in over Calvin Phillips. He's just a better player.
Yeah.
Just like Calvin Phillips, who's on the bench obviously today, is I think he's on the bench. He's certainly not. He is. Yeah. He's he's a decent midfielder, but where was he when he was 18? What was he doing? Or what was he? When his big move to City. I know he's probably picked up a load of trophies by proxy, but he didn't really earn them in terms of his performances helped them win the Champions League. Exactly. So, for me, I just not worry, because part of me doesn't mind it if he doesn't go, because I hate the England circus anyway. But I just wonder whether Gareth Southgate might use the excuse of, oh, he's just a bit young now, he's one for the future. So, or just take him and not use him at all, which I think would be a bit daft.
Yeah, me too.
But it's weird with England, because whilst I still want England to win trophies and I still want us to win the Euros, I'm aware that United players in particular have had a horrible time of it with England and England fans and the media as well. And part of me feels like if you can avoid that for a year or two, then it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. Well, people hate United, don't they?
Yeah.
So if there's a reason to have a go at a United player sort of disguised as a disappointed England fan.
Yeah.
You know, if they cost you a tournament or you deem that they've cost you a tournament,
Yeah.
there's a lot of fans who would love to slag off an England player, as we've seen for the last 50 years, let alone
Ronaldo
few
got
years.
slagged off for winking and playing against England.
Yeah.
What's that about? That's just ridiculous. United looked lively. 3 minutes in, West Ham just got a free kick about 40 yards out. Would you say?
Yeah, maybe
From their
less,
goal,
30 yards out.
from their goal.
I think it's weird because because pundits and commentators and fans talk so much about a 30-yard free kick.
Yeah.
When you think half of the pitch is 50 yards. So actually, that's like halfway. It's like 25 yards. Like people think the edge of the penalty spot is 30 yards.
Yeah,
it's not.
It's funny, innit? Because when
This is the
someone
penalty box,
scores,
sorry.
like from say 20 yards out, you like to add at least 5 yards.
Yeah. Oh, it's a 30-yard screamer.
Yeah.
30 yards is just about, maybe slightly less than the depth of the penalty spot, the depth of the penalty box. Again, not just like just outside it. It's 18 yards, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like it's almost double that, and yet people call 30 yards or 20 yards 30 yards all the time.
What did you make of Ronaldo against Wolves? Because he seems to be divided opinion. Some people were like critical of him.
Which ones? Which goals? Just general.
Just general. I think there's a question mark around him. Just even when you might not necessarily blame him for the goals, it's like, I don't know, just the way he is sometimes comes across as a bit clumsy.
Yeah, he's got a slightly unorthodox gait.
Yeah,
about
that's
him,
the way to.
He looks. And I said this before he came. He looks a bit goofy.
Yeah.
He's a bit. His movement is a bit naff.
Yeah.
Like he's a bit like, you know, the lad at school who stick him in goal because he can't do anything else, and he looks like. But he's like that. But then you actually look at the stats behind it. Obviously, the outright mistakes he's made against, in the Champions League in particular, are just inexcusable. No question. But his save percentage, his clean sheet percentage, his expected goals conceded to goals conceded, in the Premier League, his numbers are sensational.
Yeah.
And people want it to look, because he doesn't look like, who's, to the eye test, the most composed best keeper ever, I would say is Van der Sar for me.
100%.
He looks like the ultimate goalkeeper. His movement, the way he stands, his stature, his frame, his position. And compared to Van der Sar, just the eye test, take away the saves, just how he holds himself and how he moves and how he dives. Onana looks
a great ball,
amateurish.
From Marcus.
But that doesn't mean he's a bad goalkeeper.
Yeah.
He's just a slightly unorthodox style. I think, to be honest, do you remember Steve always used to talk about, or Steve talks about how Rio and Van der Sar had an agreement that Rio covers the near post and you cover the far post. If the ball gets through my leg, and obviously they might not have this agreement, so it takes away some of the blame. But Varane, the ball goes under his foot and through his legs, and he's the one who is in Onana's eye line for that second goal.
Yeah.
And I think for me, he has to block that. That shot goes through him.
Yeah.
So just as much as it would go through Onana, it's gone through Varane there.
Yeah.
And you can't. It looks bad because he's sort of leaning and looking.
He's shifted his weight a little bit onto his right foot.
To me, he's expecting the left-footed curler.
Yeah.
And in his head, Varane's covering the near post. I'll keep my eye on this. Oh shit, it's gone in.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not blaming Varane, but I just think it was a, unfortunate moment where no one's really at fault massively.
No one likes to say that though, do they? No one likes to say things like that. I'm guilty of it as anyone. You like to say, whose fault is this? What's going on?
Yeah.
And also, because of that goal, when we've been 2-0 and then 3-1, and then you end up at, was that the third? Was that for 3-3?
Yes.
Then, the second one was from a corner, wasn't it?
Yeah.
West Ham here, in the box. It's alright. It was Bowen trying to play, I don't know, he's trying to play someone in there.
But yeah, I don't think he's been great so far, Onana. But I think he's had far less bad games than people like to sort of say.
Yeah,
I don't think
for
that
me
was a bad
the
game
jury's
against
out.
Wolves.
I think is the way I'd describe it. I don't think you can say he's been a massive success. I don't think he's been a complete failure. I think he's struggled at times, and at times we've seen some very good performances from him. Yeah. I just feel like you need to maybe wait until the end of the season before you can really take stock. Yeah. Bournemouth 1-0 up against Forest. Right.
Justin Kluivert there with a goal.
Could be made.
Who's
on
the best
now.
footballer that's the son of another footballer? Is it Haaland? Probably isn't it?
Yeah, it's, no one else is, because Alf Inge Haaland weren't that great either.
No.
He was, an average Premier League defender.
Yeah.
Whereas Erling Haaland's obviously one of the best Premier League strikers we've seen in recent memory.
Yeah.
So it's certainly the step up from dad to son is massive.
Yeah.
In terms of how much
Because usually
ability.
it's almost the other way, isn't it?
Yeah, the son like Jordi Cruyff was
Yeah.
a decent player, but he was nowhere near
I mean,
the levels of Johan Cruyff.
Yeah, Justin Kluivert, the same there.
He's not, it's not like he's telling his dad to step outside anytime soon.
No. Tom Ince.
So, yeah.
Yeah, sons who were better than their
I
dads.
don't think, he's not better, but I think he's had a decent career as Kasper Schmeichel.
Yeah, he's done very
winning
well.
the title now at Leicester. You can't fault that, to be fair.
Yeah, he's not as good, but he's done.
Yeah,
he's very
he's
much
done-
made the most of his talents.
Yeah,
hasn't
he's done well. Garnacho here on the right hand side. Again, he's tried to take on his man. He's been tackled, but he'll keep going.
he? No support.
Oi! How are you letting that go?
He didn't see it, did he? He's seen it out of the corner of his eye and just played on. No support there for Garnacho from the fullback, which I like the fact that we saw a lot of overlapping against Wolves, especially Shaw on that left hand side. There was a lot of that, and it worked really well, I thought.
Yeah, definitely.
Maldini, Maldini's son. Frank Lampard.
Oh yeah, Frank
That's a
Lampard
good one.
Senior. That's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because he was, I think, a decent player for West Ham, but not,
Lampard's a good one.
not anyone who was amazing.
Yeah. Fletcher, yeah. Talking about his sons being excellent, aren't they?
Yeah, they
Darren
are.
Fletcher.
There's quite a few lads that, like Andy Cole's son plays, doesn't he? Is it Devante?
Yeah.
Kevin Campbell had him on here. His son plays, doesn't he?
Yeah.
There's quite a few players. Ian Wright, his son plays, doesn't he? Or, sorry, used to. But there's not. It's quite rare, isn't it, for a son to be miles better than the dad.
Yeah.
It does happen.
Far less common the other way around, though, it feels like.
Yeah.
Corner to West Ham. Arguably offside, the guy who got the corner, but I think it was tight enough.
This is what I don't like with Souček here.
Yeah. They've won the header, West Ham. Oh, it's
What a
very
save.
good
What
from
a
Onana,
save.
that.
Hey, that's a
very
save
good
and a half,
save.
that lad.
For another,
Was it
just-
Souček as well? That?
Yeah, another.
Oh, he's got away from Luke Shaw there.
Oh, it's a brilliant save, that, because it gets deflected 3 yards out and he completely changes his dive at the last second. It's not too far from his body, but the reactions there from Onana are very good. Because he could have easily been going the other way there, because the header got deflected like a couple of yards in front of him.
Really good, that.
Well done.
He's reflex at times. Like that save he did against, we're talking about Erling Haaland.
Oh, foul.
That save he did against him at Old Trafford was ridiculous.
Unbelievable.
Point blank header from Haaland from about 5 yards out. I was like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, he's got, I think he's, stuff like that, because people aren't looking for it, that won't go down as a great save that may counteract, letting in a chance that maybe he should do.
Yeah.
He should do slightly better with. Not like an absolute clanger, obviously, it doesn't count like that, but, De Gea, people look for that in it.
Yeah,
so saves like that, you've seen it on highlights and replay packages for years to come, whereas with Onana, we're just looking for the problems, aren't we?
Yeah.
Or Prowse crossed in there. Right, find your man. Well done, Bruno. Time there. Got a bit of time on the ball. Find a man. Oof, bloody hell. Got a shin in the ribs there for his troubles, didn't he?
Yeah, it's Souček on Garnacho there. The referee's having a little chat to him. Let's have a look at this.
To be fair, he don't really foul him, does he? Garnacho, his touch is heavy there, and Souček wins the ball, and I don't really see a foul.
There's
to be
not
honest,
much in that at all, to be honest with you.
I think he's got
I
lucky
think that's
there,
what
Garnacho.
Souček was saying. Like,
Yeah.
didn't really touch him. Just
No.
took the ball.
Yeah.
But it looked, when I first saw it, I thought it looked like a bad one, but it
Yeah.
weren't at all.
It's actually Garnacho's slide to try and get the ball back takes him into Souček, if anything, but Jesus Christ.
Garnacho almost.
Casemiro.
Casemiro.
It's like we want to make life hard for ourselves sometimes.
We do look. We're holding
That's
the ball
good
quite
from
well.
Maguire. Did well
But
there.
so far we've looked a little bit slow in possession, but we've
This'll do.
stepped up the speed a bit now. Final third.
Down the left-hand side here, Marcus.
We're gonna switch it. He talked about that after the game, didn't he? Ten Hag switching play in the final third.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see a lot of that. Yeah, we're trying it now. Look.
Oh, it's just a little bit behind him, but he's made it work. Højlund to Garnacho.
Unlucky.
Across that. Oh.
But yeah, changing the angle of attack and switching sides before getting the ball in, that's something that he's clearly trying to get into the team.
Yeah.
And I think it's, what's he that there? Good defending Harry
Bruno
Maguire.
here. Go on, keep this pressure up, Manchester
Go on,
United
Marcus.
now. Just turn the screw a little bit, Marcus. Go on, lad. Oh, he's done well there. Got a corner out of it.
Did he kick the keeper's face then?
I think it was
Su-
Kurt Zuma.
It was.
Yeah. Must have thought it was a cat.
Boom. Pussy Patrol. Has he kicked?
Yeah, well, they just
Ooh,
collided.
no, it's a knee
it's
or
a knee,
shin.
innit? It's like,
Yeah, Zuma there. Just let your goalie have it, mate.
yeah, he's like,
Oh, no.
it's his shoulder.
Fucking hell.
Oh,
That's a painful one, that. And weirdly, Zuma didn't show a lot of like, "Are you okay?"
no,
mate,
he just
to his own
he
keeper.
weren't bothered, was he?
No,
He
just
just looked
smacked him in the
completely
face with his
unimpressed.
shoulder. Yeah. I mean, no
I hate
offense, but
short
he is,
corners.
without question, a heartless bastard,
Yeah.
though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh! Good effort from Bruno.
That was
Areola
decent. Just
just-
after I said I hate short corners, we nearly scored a worldie from one.
Yeah. Areola
Oh,
just
to be fair, it's a
titted
save
it.
you expect him to make, but it's a great effort from Bruno.
Yeah, it is.
20 yards out, 25 yards out, maybe.
Yeah, it's just enters that comfortable
yeah,
range, doesn't it?
a little
If
bit
it's-
higher, and he's
yeah.
probably scored top bins. But
Yeah, corner to United. Good response this from United. Short to Mainu, flick back to Bruno. Edge of the box is Garnacho. And again to Dallo, who's going to smack it, and he's
yeah, it's a
shot on
glorified
target,
pass
but-
back. That, to be fair.
Yeah. A little bit of I know, obviously, I may be jumping
You're allowed,
to
you're
positive
allowed to get carried
conclusion,
away
but
and
I
be
do-
positive
I
and
do
happy.
feel as though we're seeing things that look like they've been learned and taught at the minute from United.
Yeah.
It doesn't just look like go out there and enjoy yourselves or go out there and have the worst day of your life like the instruction seems to have been this season. Like this switching of play, the overlapping,
Yeah.
the runs in behind and the way that we're sort of building up. And I think, again, Martinez, passes like that from Casemiro are so helpful.
Oh, go on.
Martinez
Højlund down the left there now.
and Casemiro are so huge to that.
No, yeah, you're right.
Rashford's your man there.
I don't know what that was.
Simply the worst.
Højlund just sort of dinks it to the back post with no one there at all. So I don't know
Yeah.
what he was aiming for, to be honest with you.
He crossed it to a non-existent right
yeah,
winger
there's
there.
just no one there. West Ham here now.
Yeah.
Still in their own half, but
It was a shit pass though,
yeah.
luckily. Koufal's an interesting player, isn't he? He's the sort of player that, like, he could easily be playing for like a sort of German second division side and no one would be like, he's too good for this level. And yet he's playing for a side that's just won a European trophy.
Yeah.
They're fighting for European spots again.
Yeah.
And starts
And they're
every
in here.
single week for him and is
They're
like
in here.
a crucial player for him.
What you doing? Oh.
That's okay. That's all right. That's okay.
I got quite nervy there because I thought that Ronaldo took a touch with the attacker bearing down on him and he was going to get caught in trouble, but he managed to clear it, albeit to give West Ham a throw-in going again here now.
Would you have Bowen at United?
Yeah, probably would, you know.
Yeah.
Oh. Souček, turn and shot, but it's wide.
Who are they saying handball? Is that... They thought Casemiro handballed it? Oh no, they thought that Souček did. Oh, it's deflected wide.
it's a
Wow, it's
corner.
close, that.
Actually, let's have a look here.
It probably does, doesn't he? It's bicep, innit?
Yeah. I think it comes off Maguire's
block
heel.
that, you know,
Yeah,
'cause
that
that
could have.
puts
That
it wide.
could have.
That's going
nestled
bottom
in
corner,
there.
that.
Yeah, did well there, Harry Maguire.
Fucking ugly bastard, him, innit?
He just looks like he should be someone's henchman on an action film, doesn't he?
Yeah. Souček.
Corner to West Ham. Ball in. Oh,
God, I hate watching United.
sort of
defend corners.
half-headed away.
Oh, you stuffy git. Never.
Oh, for fuck's
Soft
sake.
that. Honestly.
Ward-Prowse couldn't pick a better spot if he tried here.
Yeah.
Block there. There's no foul.
No.
He doesn't touch him.
Let's have a look here. No, there's
Is
nothing
there?
in that. He stops. Martinez literally stops.
does.
He runs towards him, then
And
stops.
he's holding a leg that is up in the air away from Martinez by the time the free kick happens. He doesn't kick that leg and he's holding his leg. It's literally pinpoint perfect spot for Ward-Prowse, this.
It's a joke, this.
That's
Not a free kick, that, man. That's so dumb.
It's really soft, that. Well won, I suppose, by their play. Tricked the ref, didn't he? Oh, let's not do all this. Big zoomed out, slow zoom on Ward-Prowse's shirt.
Number 7.
Yeah.
Because they keep comparing him to Beckham, don't they?
Where's he from, Ward-Prowse? Portsmouth.
Stinks of beating from there, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He spent his entire career at Southampton other than West Ham, obviously.
Yeah. 2003 to 2023, 20
mad,
years.
isn't it?
And then bailed and bottled it when they got relegated. Good lad. You, he scored 2 free kicks.
Ronnie there
against
with
us
a
in
bit
the past.
of knowledge there. He scored 2 free kicks against us. So he loves a free kick against United.
It's literally exactly where he put it.
Yeah,
isn't
like
it?
Ronnie said, he couldn't pick a better spot if he
No.
tried.
They made the wall with the West Ham players in there. Good
He's in
head.
the wall there. Good.
Hits the
Go on,
face of
Marcus.
someone
Chase
in the
that
wall.
down, lad. Go on.
That's okay.
That's it. Just get rid of it.
No,
It was never a
regroup
free
now.
kick, that, anyway.
They want.
It's ridiculous. Martinez ran towards the player, stopped running, and then the player just threw himself on the floor and got a free kick.
Bit of pressure here from West Ham now.
I know.
Just holding possession around the edge of our box.
Oh, he's done well there, to be fair. But not
Well
there.
enough. Brilliant.
Well done, Mainu.
See, like
That'll
that
do,
there
that'll
from
do.
Kobe Mainoo, it's one completed pass. But the fact that he slows it down, lets the West Ham players separate, drives
Yeah.
into the space between and finds the ball forward. When someone who was less composed on the ball would have seen the 2 West Ham players come and go, oh my God, shit, I'm going
Yeah.
to lose it, I'm going to boot it long. Like, that's one pass, but what he's done there is so much more difficult and composed than that stat would make it look.
It gets overused, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like when you have a young player coming through, you can talk about the maturity and how the you know, the temperament and all that. But he plays like he's been around for years.
Yeah, he does.
He's so good to watch.
That there is his how he views the game and how he sees the space and how he manipulates it.
And you know, when certain
really,
players,
really impressive.
like players that come, like young players that come into the team.
Yeah,
Just watching Luke Shaw here trying to break down the left hand side.
he's done well to win
He's
it
done
about
well. I
that.
think he's won a. Has he won something?
He's won.
No, he's not. They can go 2 ways. They can either try too hard and be too giddy. Chelsea drawing with Wolves, by the way. Chelsea scored, Cole Palmer, and then Wolves have equalised 3 minutes later.
Bloody hell.
Like they can be try too much and get too giddy and panic, or they can be too safe almost and not want to do anything
Yeah.
and just play just like almost boringly safe.
Yeah.
Where he's just coming to the team like he belongs in the team and just confident, trying to make things happen, composed, not too giddy, not too safe, just spot on.
Yeah.
It's so refreshing to see that.
It is. And in midfield as well, I know McTominay came through, but sort of almost, it took him about 2 or 3 years to be a first team player, McTominay, didn't it?
Yeah.
From when he came through under Jose to cementing that place under Ole. Whereas with Mainoo, he played, 3 games last season,
Yeah.
little bits here and there.
Well,
And
do you
then now
remember?
he's first choice.
We saw Iqbal and Savage in pre-season do really well.
Yeah.
And then you just saw Mainu leapfrog him, didn't we?
Yeah.
And everyone was like, what's going on here? Why are they not getting a chance and why is he suddenly, when he's a couple of years younger than him, getting in the squad and getting some minutes when they're not? And you can see why, because
His growth and his improvement.
he's just different gravy, innit?
Yeah.
It's a good tackle that by Zuma there on Hoyland, to be fair. It's a good ball from Rashford,
Yeah.
but
I think Højlund hadn't quite made the run yet, had he? So he was starting from a bit of a cold start there. So couldn't fully get his pace going. Well done. See, like
Martinez.
that's brilliant,
Oh, it was unlucky there.
Well
Well done, Casemiro. Højlund here. Go on, lad. Oh! Oh! I thought I'd gone wide. Oh my God, what a goal.
That is a proper striker's goal, that,
Mate,
Jay.
he's on fire.
It came straight back out of the net. I thought
I thought
it hit the advertising.
I thought it hit the advertising board. That's why I was a little bit like,
That
what?
is a beautiful
That's
goal.
ridiculous. He smashed that. Casemiro did well here.
Again, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
These people make a difference. Martinez
Just
makes
wins
a
it
difference.
there. He's got no
Casemiro
right to
makes
win
a
that.
difference.
And then-
See ya. See ya.
Oh, mate.
Drills it. 4
What
goals
a
in
strike.
4. Brilliant from Casemiro there. Again,
Yes.
just uses their centre back, knows that he's in front of the goalkeeper and pulls it back across him. Beautiful
Brilliant.
goal.
Absolutely brilliant.
Proper striker's goal, that.
Yes, love it.
Fantastic.
Absolutely smashed
And he's
it.
playing his leg like a
I know,
bloody
yeah.
guitar.
That's mental. I thought he'd gone wide. I was like, what? Mint.
Brilliant, that.
Højlund, like you said, scored a goal in each of his 4 last Premier League appearances.
This is
After
what
waiting
it's
for
all
so long
about,
as well,
innit?
man. We always said, didn't we? Once he starts scoring in the Premier League, he won't stop.
Yeah. Brilliant. First goal again as well for United.
All right, come on, man. Let's build on it.
Martinez.
What is it, 24 minutes in?
And West Ham have won a couple of headers from corners, but in terms of open play chances, there's not been much either way, has there? That's not a foul.
Oh, that's not a foul. How's he giving out as a foul?
That's ridiculous.
Like, didn't look like there was anything in that.
No.
West Ham have got.
The one thing I will say is the linesman was about 3 yards from it, so that's
No.
outrageous, ref.
He's bought that.
That's
He's
absolutely
completely bought it.
outrageous. Literally touches him in the
Yeah,
back with
and he
his arm.
throws himself on the floor. And
That's
the linesman gives it.
Stupid.
Yeah,
That's
it's annoying that because the linesman's right in front of it as well. You can see that clearly, and he's fell for it.
Yeah, the linesman's literally 5 yards from it there.
Wait,
That's just absolutely stupid. That. Who are these people doing?
I know.
Who is that?
No, you used to look at that and you go, "Come on, man."
It's not like it's
free
a
kick,
Champions
that.
League final or something, and your head's gone.
Yeah.
It's a relatively chilled out, top third clash. No one's getting relegated here. This isn't for the Premier League, and you're just getting done and looking like an idiot with no pressure, no nothing on
I
it.
know. Let's have a look at this. Martinez blocks this,
See, it's his hands.
but his hands are behind his back.
Which
so
stupidly is considered a natural position for them to be in. Like his arms that would only be there either because he's doing it for effect or because he's just had them broken by the police. He's been arrested and the ball's hit the arms on the back of his head. Is considered more of a natural position than your arms being by your sides.
I know. There's a West Ham player down in the box with his holding his head. The referee doesn't seem bothered, and neither do the West Ham players. They're just carrying on. And he's had a shot from distance there, the kid, but Onana saves it, paddies it well away.
Yeah.
I'd put it out now. And then get it back. West Ham don't seem bothered about their
They're
player,
not
but,
particularly.
like,
Oh, is it Zuma?
Zuma.
That's probably
no
why.
love
Because he didn't
between
give a
Zuma and
shit
his
about anyone
teammates.
else.
Yeah, he didn't care about the goalkeeper and shouldered him in the head. Oh, he's trying to buy that. Oh my God, you absolute dickhead. Barely.
It's an absolute flick of the wrist.
Come on, man.
And he's gone down for, 35 seconds?
He's fine. He makes a meal of these sometimes.
Yeah.
Man. I mean, that's almost straight at him and he's punched it away.
He'll punch you away, mate, if you keep talking about him like that. And he'll get some distance on you and all. Oh,
No
straight through.
doubt. No doubt he would.
Have you been keeping your eye on the African Cup of Nations?
No, I saw that Bebby missed his penalty last night as Cape Verde went out.
Cape Verde crashed out, as
Yeah,
they say.
I felt a bit sorry for the kid.
Does Verde mean green?
I ain't got a jar of glue, to be honest with you. Sorry. You'll have to ask more educated men than me.
Verda is green. Verdo. Verd is... Because, what do they call it? Salsa verde. That's
Right,
green
okay.
salsa, isn't it?
Yeah. I've not... do you know what? I was watching a bit of AFCON in the earlier rounds, and it is the most entertaining tournament ever. Like, there's always something going on. Like, it's just crazy. You see some ridiculous goals, you see some great skills, you see some absolutely shambolic goalkeeping at times as well, and bizarre decisions. But I think like VR's killed it a little bit as well. Yeah. Because you used to get far worse decisions than you get now.
I hate VAR.
I do.
Luckily, goals like that, the whole one then, there was almost no way you could rule that out.
You know what? That was a good thing about the Manu goal as well.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, let's wait and see if there's an infringement.
No, he's literally dribbled it from 35 yards out.
That was a bit sloppy there from Casemiro.
Yeah. Well done, Martinez. Good luck.
You got the ball then.
To say they're sort of like we're West Ham and all that, they're going down and staying down particularly easy today, aren't they?
Yeah.
Embarrassing. Brilliant.
Again, there, Manu.
Again,
makes
that's
look
one
easy.
completed pass there.
Yeah.
But that's so much more difficult than what that would say. Just knowing the space, it's ridiculous. Because looking at his stats before, and in terms of like a midfielder, they're not that impressive just on paper.
Yeah.
But that's
like you
is
said,
the ultimate.
that will just be a pass. It doesn't tell you the full story.
Yeah,
the other one
exactly.
where he did really well.
Yeah, similar thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, but if you actually watch him, you go, okay, the kid's different.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to get that again, actually, chasing it down.
Good one to chase, though, yeah, because it puts
And he's got his
the
head on
fullback in a tough position. Well done. That's okay. Well done. Keep the ball. I like that. They did that quite well against Wolves, I thought. Just kept possession well in the first half, anyway.
Yeah.
Recycle
definitely.
well. Go back to the keeper if you need to. Don't force stuff. Like I feel like at certain times this season, if we've got the ball, we think we've got to go forward.
Yeah.
We think, well, actually, keep the ball, rotate, recycle, try a different angle, try a different strategy. You might have success, but giving them the ball because you're too impatient to try something different is never going to get you goals, is it?
No. Oh. Hey up. Oyland could be in here again. Just tried to backheel it through. Delo's done well. Oh, unlucky. He's minting him out there.
I love it.
He's just
He's so
sick.
good there. The
Missed
touch,
him so
he tries to go
much.
forward, he can't. Turns it back. Brilliant. Shit.
Oh, and then he does that.
No, really.
Yeah,
Get,
isn't
sell
it?
him. No,
Commentator's
sell him.
case when
I
he just
liked
said.
him, but sell him.
Yeah, shouldn't have bought him.
Can't be having that. Passing like that. He's offside there, surely.
There's Bowen here up against Luke Shaw.
Bowen 747. Well done.
Hey, Onana's all over that one. Little dink there, but yeah.
Smothered by
Smothered
Onana.
by Onana, yeah.
More smothered than
Go on.
your crumpets are with butter.
You
More-
love boring
more pack.
crumpets, you know, your son.
Do you ever have crumpet?
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah, they're very good, aren't they?
Yeah.
Do you like a pikelet?
A what?
A pikelet?
What's that?
Like a crumpet, but imagine it's about a third of the depth. So it's still got the holes in it, it's still light,
Yeah.
same texture.
I've never
but
had,
it's
what's it
about
called? A
that thin.
pikelet?
Yeah, it's about that thin.
No, I've never had one.
They're so good. You don't see them everywhere. They're absolutely
What is
amazing.
it?
So they're like a crumpet, but thin.
Alright.
So the crisp to fluffy ratio is much more
Right.
heavily weighted towards crisp.
Right, okay. Are they better than crumpets?
For me, they are because I like the crisp.
Right, okay.
Like that.
I might give them a
Oh
go.
my God. You can't always get them everywhere, though.
Pikelets.
My God, my mouth
Never
is
even heard
watering.
of him before.
Have you
to be
not?
honest with you. Nah. Learn
Maybe it's a
something every day.
Yorkshire thing.
Yeah, it might be. Seeing the stats there for Hoyland. First 14 games, no goals, no assists. Last 4 games, 4 goals, 2 assists. That's what I mean.
I know
like-
which I prefer.
yeah.
Hey, the good one.
His numbers now look okay, don't they? Like overall, because he scored a load in the Champions League as well.
Yeah, what is it? It's
like,
10
is
goals.
11,
he's
is
got
it
now.
11 goals now, or is that his 10? Sorry. So double figures. You know, it's not exactly setting the world alight double figures, but
Yeah, 10 now.
yeah, that's solid.
Yeah.
Whereas a few weeks ago, everyone was giving him absolute pelters.
Yeah. And it's good as well. I like, because some of them in the Europa,
In the Champions League.
so in the Champions League. Bloody hell, I'm so used to being in the Europa. That is,
Amazingly, United were in the Champions League for 6 games this season.
yeah.
That was it though, and we're out of Europe now, so it's
I know he got a
Well,
couple
then.
goals in one, but he does a good job of scoring in multiple games as well, which I
Yeah.
like. It's not like, oh, he's had one game where he scored 4 goals.
he's not
in an 8-2 win.
Michael Antonio'd it.
Yeah, he's actually like one.
Here's Garnacho. Here's our boy. Oh dear, his cross was cut out.
Shows a good level of consistency. That.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? That was like Rashford last season. Like he got 13 winners or something, didn't he?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Like-
and in contrast, remember that season where Paul Pogba got, was it 4 assists in one game?
Yeah.
And it was like, or 5 or something
Nah,
insane, wasn't it? 4.
It was mad. Like, was it against Leeds? Wasn't it? I think on the opening day.
And then
it was like
everyone's like, he's going to break the assist record. I think he got 8 all season.
Yeah, it was, I don't think he might even be kind to him there. But yeah, it was so frustrating that. Here's Højlund again. Oh, it didn't quite come off that. Go on, chase him down.
He had so much time there, Højlund, and the movement around him wasn't there for the through ball, was it? And
No.
maybe he should have come back and, like we were saying before, start again rather than forcing something that's not there. But he had a lot of time in a good area, so you feel like you want to make the most of it, don't you? Especially if you're a younger player. Casemiro just pulling the strings.
It was a heavy touchdown for
Oh.
Bruno. What was he doing
He was
there?
torn between playing it first time and taking
know.
a touch, and he sort of did both.
Bloody hell, Casemiro was about 2 minutes too late there. Thankfully, didn't catch anything. West Ham counter-attacking now.
Come there, isn't it? Well done, Garnacho. They're tracking back well. Yes.
Lisandro Martinez, man. Missed him so much. He's so good.
I hope his foot's alright. I know he was icing it the other day. He said
Yeah.
precaution, but you do think, like, when someone's out with a hamstring injury and they're out for 3 months and they come back, they're not usually icing it on the sideline afterwards, are they?
No.
Like, when do you see that? Oh, it's a precaution. The precaution being that it's obviously still causing him some level of discomfort.
Yeah, no,
Maybe
I
it's,
hear that.
I don't know. And I don't know anything, so I'm sure there's a good explanation for what that is.
Yeah.
But when I watch it, I think, like, why is he? What's the precaution? That it's not hurting, but it might. I don't know. Maybe it's some swelling that could arise, and it's trying to prevent swelling on the joint or something. I don't know, but I just think if it's not fixed now, he's had the same surgery twice, hasn't he? West Ham just flicking the ball about. United defending very edge of the box, compact stuff. Other than Souček, their attackers aren't hugely put the ball in the box West Ham style, are they? Like Antonio or whatever that they've had in recent years. They're lacking that a little bit. They're good from set pieces when they can get the centre backs up and stuff, but like now you'd expect them to put the ball in, and they have done. And it's, you know, Martinez is beating his man in the air. It's a good bit of possession this though for West Ham. I was going to say the next goal's crucial, but with United, it isn't. Is it? We're just as likely to drop a 2-goal lead as we are a 1-goal
I know,
lead.
yeah, that's it. It doesn't make much of a difference.
Yeah. The next goal, it couldn't be less crucial. Come on.
West Ham aren't showing any signs of like giving up, are they? Like
No.
they're up for this still.
Yeah, they're passing the ball around well. West Ham not managed to sort of turn it into much penetration.
that'll do.
And Højlund, the ball
Højlund
spilled
did
it.
now.
Counter-attack chance for United. That's the
Referee!
yellow card, that ref.
He was away then and he knew what he was doing.
That's the ones that in the future might be a sin bin, innit? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where like you blatantly stopping a counter-attack, but it's not enough for a red. But
Marcus
that is
there
just,
was away and he's just pulled him on it. Souček.
would you swap your looks for Souček's?
100%. Would you?
Yeah.
Well, you don't need to, do you? 'Cause it's almost uncanny. It's like twins, aren't you? You and him.
Twins? Well, they're similar, aren't they? Yeah.
Aye.
Sad, isn't it? It's like a nasty thing to say, that, okay?
If you was there today, the West Ham fans would be asking for selfies with you and that.
Why aren't you wait, you are down
Hey,
there.
yeah. What's going on?
What is this? Yeah, he's a He's a rough-looking bloke.
Yeah, that's
He's
right.
he's-
He does look a bit, you know, a bit scary.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff I can't really. I
No,
wanna
you've got
say,
to be
but I shouldn't.
careful. You know, listen, we're not here to judge anyone's looks.
No.
He's a good-looking lad.
Let's just say this:
Yeah.
he's a good-looking lad,
Yeah,
and that's all that counts.
That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
United just returning the possession in front of your defence.
Go on, Marcus. Go on,
Where's
lad.
the pass? Who's on? Sure.
Oh, I thought that was a free kick, but he's having none of it, the ref.
Well, that pass is on. Got to cut it out.
Great
Good
tackle
defending,
there, Harry Maguire.
Because they've got an obvious counter attack on the other end there. If you don't get that, they're through. Then that's a really good tackle. That important there. Yeah, United just looking a little bit. It all gets a bit tight and close, doesn't it, on the edge of their box? It's happened 2 or 3 times now where there's just 3 United players stood on a circle the size of a Jaffa cake and they can't pass it between them. Need to keep that width a bit more so we've got a passing option. Fergal McClements, who's been a member for 26 months, thank you very much, Fergal, says, as only goes down, sorry if I've missed your thoughts on this, but do you think Maguire has surpassed Varane in the manager's mind?
Do you say Varane's on the bench?
He is, yeah. Or do you think it's just he played
I don't know.
on
You made a
Thursday
good
thing?
point. Like with Varane, you always wonder with his injury record and whether
Yeah.
he can play 2 games in 4 days, whatever it is, or 3 days. So
It just played
it might
Thursday
just be
night.
like he might just thought, look, I can. And I think for this type of game, Maguire. I said this when he came on. Like I think it was McCall was like, oh, bringing him on. I thought, Jesus Christ, you can't bring him on against Wolves. What's going on there? You can. And like he can play against West Ham. It's not like he can play against pretty much anyone. Just if there's it was a cup final or whatever and Varane was available, you prefer Varane.
Yeah.
But I think for a game like this, yeah, it makes sense to rest him if you're always a little bit concerned about his injury record, which with Varane, you look at him since he arrived at United, his injury record's been pretty bad on it. Oh,
my
I thought that was going
God.
to drop in there. Go on, Marcus, mate.
Keep doing this. We just keep letting the opposition
Oh,
win
no,
headers
no.
from corners. Over and over again. Like every time a ball comes in from a corner, the opposition look like they're going to score.
Yeah, let's have a look at this here.
Hoyland's all over Zuma as well in the middle.
Oh, he comes off. Like he came off Bowen's arm then.
Every team we play looks dangerous from set pieces.
You
don't
must
they?
love playing against United. You got a set piece. It's like we just look all over the gaff, don't we?
Yeah. Like everything else, they've not created anything in open play at all. And every time they get a corner, they look like scoring.
Look at Villa.
Yeah.
Villa had a stinker against us, and yet was it 2 corners? They got 2 goals from.
Yeah.
And the other night, Wolves did it, didn't they?
Lucky
Bloody
bastard.
hell.
Bowen, good block from Martinez. Yeah, I just feel like United have just took our foot off the gas a little bit, haven't
No,
we?
I agree. Last sort of 5
It
minutes.
started, it was sort of West Ham bit of looking
Go on,
good.
get
bit of
over
possession.
to him.
Now it's mostly
Well
West Ham.
done, Casemiro.
Yeah, he did well there. Just need to get our foot on the ball. Yeah, last 10 minutes, only 12% of the game's been played in West Ham's third, 37 in ours. Like,
Yeah.
just need
Can't be
to.
letting them back in, man.
No.
Come on.
It's the same thing again. We score. That's a foul throw, if ever I've seen one. We score, and then we slack off.
Well done.
Well done, Onana. Bloody hell.
He sent Garnacho here, has he? Oh, he's a bit unlucky there. That's not the best ball, eh? Ooh.
If you just got another 5 yards on that, it's bouncing in
Yeah.
front of Garnacho for him to run onto.
It's a good effort.
Yeah, it was. Schmeichel used to do that, but he'd throw it that far instead.
Mate, I remember. His debut in the testimonial from Matt Busby, and he was leveling it at Danny Wallace, his little wing he used to have. It went from one end of the pitch, like out.
What, throwing it?
Nah, he booed
Kicking
it,
it.
but it was like the first time we'd seen him. And he just thought, bloody hell, I've not seen
Yeah.
anything like it.
Just kicking the ball 100 yards.
Yeah.
Yes. Very much a West Ham spell. This we need to get in at half time and
Get everyone,
Lucozade tablets and that.
Exactly, everyone's a bit, hang on a minute.
They're not
Breaking down
making
the
much, but it's just all possession for West Ham at the moment.
I used to live in Ilford. I used to work in a pub in Romford.
Yeah.
It's full of West Ham fans. West Ham and Spurs fans, funnily enough. And there's another one as well where there's not a real rivalry there, but they hate United.
Yeah,
Like,
really.
They hate United. It's like, to us, you're not that arsed about them either. It's
No.
like, But like they never got over Beckham getting sent off against Argentina and just nonsense like
proper
that.
like
just
England
Paul Ince
fans.
signing for United and things. You just think, bro, that was like the 80s. What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Alright, but they hold on to it. What's going on here with this? Yeah, I've got a score update. Wolves beating Chelsea.
They're a better team, aren't they?
Wolves.
Yeah.
Fantastic Wolves, great team. Anyone who beats them deserves credit.
Top of the league.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are saying United need some control. Someone else said sell Rashford.
Love it.
This is his
He's
fault.
had a quiet game, to be fair, but I don't think the 43 minutes we've seen so far, but I just think we should sell him.
No.
Go on, Maguire.
It's just bitty, innit? It's very bitty.
Yeah.
It feels like we need to spread out. They keep doing this where there's a cluster of United players and the ball's just ping-ponging between them and it ends up back with a West Ham player.
You just don't want staying like 1-0.
No. Because we will concede an
Yeah,
equaliser at some point.
100%. That's a nice little ball. Go and get that show. Get it under control, son. It's done well there.
Well done, lad. See, now look, you've got Garnacho, Rashford, Højlund, Bruno and Shaw all on the left-hand side and no one on the right.
Yeah.
I think Rashford should be coming this way, shouldn't he, if Garnacho switched with him for a minute. Plodding over. Not much in the way of urgency there from Rashford, was there, to get over?
No.
Thing is, the top four's still an option here.
Oh, yeah, massively.
Yeah. I know we're winning, I'm not like... But
Oh,
that's
nice.
really good from Højlund. Right,
And Bruno.
inside, Mainoo's on.
Go and get that show. I thought for a minute he'd done it again.
For a sec.
Hey.
That was a bit weird, that. It looked
Yeah.
like was the pass too heavy or something? He was snatching at that when it looked like he should have just had
Bruno
an easy
here
shot.
to Garnacho. It looked like he
Right on the line.
might have been offside.
Just gets his shot wrong, doesn't he?
Slice it slightly. 1 minute of added time, almost done. Pretty solid first half. West Ham have had a few chances and bit of possession, especially in the last 10 minutes, but nothing too dramatic.
We'll be getting the stats and the details from Ronaldo Brown as well in Stat Corner, obviously at half time. 10 seconds left. Luke Shaw, chance for one last attack maybe.
Go on, Shaw, all the way.
And that'll be that.
That's it, I think. Yeah, half time.
Yeah,
1-0. We'll take that. You happy with that, Joseph?
Yeah, very much. Like the performance is middling, but I think it looks defensively stable, if not slightly letting them have too much possession.
Yeah.
They've not made anything really, West Ham, except from chances from set pieces, which obviously is a result of that possession. But United have defended well. Lovely goal from Højlund. And just, a decent performance so far. But I just want to see a bit more intensity, a bit more urgency from us, because we just look a bit like, we'll probably win this now. Just sort of, do you know what I mean? Coasting a little bit for my liking to say we're 1-0 up.
No, a little bit. Went a little bit flat
What do you
for the
think?
last sort of 5-10 minutes of that first half. But other than that, I thought it was a pretty good performance. Obviously, a great goal from Rasmus Højlund.
Yeah.
Love to see it. 4 in 4, I think, for him now. Great. And also, Kobe Mainoo looking very tight. And Casemiro and Martinez just... I think Martinez, everyone knew, right, when he comes back, what he offers, how much we missed him. Yeah. Casemiro, it was almost like there was some doubt, because he had like a proper stinker in his last game against Brentford. Some people saying, is he done? Is it time, is this, we'll be seeing sort of the end of his career or whatever. But he looked very, very good today. He looked good against Wolves.
I thought he looked very good against Wolves.
But he's looked very, and he had a hand in the goal, didn't he? Winning the ball back that by rights he probably shouldn't have been winning.
Yeah.
And,
it's Højlund's birthday today, by the way. Did you know that?
21, eh?
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
21st birthday.
Yeah.
There you go.
Anyway, should we talk to Mr. Ronaldo Brown to give us his insight
Talk
into
to me,
that?
please. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on then, hit us with some stats. What's been going on in that first half?
The start, I think it's a start that bores a lot of people, but it stands out the most to me from that first half is the XG between the two teams. Yeah. See, we're 1-0 up, but United have only generated 0.16 XG, and West Ham have generated 1.14. And I think that comes from a lot of their first contact on set pieces. That's one of the major concerns anyway.
Yeah.
You know you're playing against a David Moyes side. We're usually quite fragile from set pieces anyway. We have a 5'9" centre-half, and our team isn't the biggest. So that doesn't help when you're playing against physical sides, as good as he is in other aspects of the game.
Yeah.
Because probably our best, that's probably one of the reasons why Maguire is playing. I think Casemiro's another one of our better defensive set-piece headerers as well. But it feels like West Ham are getting first contact on a lot of their corners and set pieces. And if we keep that up and give them the opportunities, I think they are going to cash in on one. So we need to be a little bit careful. I think for us to be 1-0 up, I'm not sure we controlled the game enough. I was 54% possession, and that went down from about 60-odd before the past 5 to 10 minutes, where they kind of grabbed a little bit of a stranglehold. We sat in a little bit, almost low-blocked it, was defensively solid. They didn't really create that much clear-cut opportunities. But I think if you allow it, because we don't usually play like that, I think if you allow a team like West Ham, you've got enough ability and enough quality that if you allow them to keep the ball and probe, they are going to get chances, and it doesn't take much sometimes to nick one. From a first half standpoint, been neither here nor there. Been one or two bits of good play. I think we 1-0 up just purely off Højlund's individual brilliance, really.
Yeah.
I think Maguire's defended pretty well, quite front foot. I thought Martinez has been good on the ball. Casemiro's been a little bit bitey as well. I think we need more out of the wingers. I think Garnacho's been quite poor against Emerson. I think he needs to get a little bit stronger, I reckon. I think he's too easy brushed off the ball a bit, but I think that will come with a bit of age. Because even that last one that knocked over, I think it was a little bit further up. He might have been able to get on the end of it, but I think he just lacks that little bit of power and dueling power sometimes when he gets into contact with defenders. And we haven't really seen much from Rashford.
No, I think that was quiet. But him and Garnacho, I think, but Rashford in particular, he has been pretty quiet on this start. He's not done a lot wrong with it. He hasn't done much sort of going forward. He's decent link-up play early doors with Luke Shaw, but you want to see more, don't you? I do anyway from Marcus.
Yeah, I want to see more from Marcus, and also Delon needs to make sure that he stays switched on, because he's up against Kudus. You see how dangerous he can be.
Yeah.
It's been a decent battle. I think Kudus has got the better of him once or twice, but I need to also make sure that we are watching the runners defensively, especially the third man runs into the box from the likes of Souček. You know how dangerous he is from that instance. And every time that we commit a foul anywhere within our defensive third, they're swinging it in the box.
Yeah.
So obviously seeing a place from a physicality aspect that they can get an advantage. But I'd just like to see us control the game a lot better. You get a goal relatively early. You're at home, 1-0 up. You've got all your players back. Try and get your foot on the ball and control the game, and not kind of surrender as much territory as you've seen us surrender in the past 10 minutes.
Because we've got the players to do that, haven't we? Like you say, strong team. You see the quality that you've got in that United team. Definitely compared to West Ham, you think, I know West Ham are a good side, but we should be able to control the game at home against West Ham. So far, though, pretty solid. I mean, I kind of know the answer, but I'll ask you anyway. You're not looking at any changes, are you, yet, Ronnie? Just keep it as it is, keep the same personnel, and just maybe tell them, like you say, get on the ball a little bit more.
I think it's going to probably stay the same until I can see him bringing on the likes of McTominay, and maybe even Varane later in the game, just for more height.
Yeah.
Because if we still 1-0 up and they get a little bit more desperate for a goal, they're going to become more direct. They're going to swing the ball into the box at any opportunity, as we've said, and we're going to need more height and size. Because to me, I think we look far too vulnerable from corners, and I think we just. It almost feels like we're waiting to concede from it today.
Yeah. And
the longer that you keep teams in the Premier League, not even the teams of the calibre of West Ham, you just keep them in the game and don't finish it off and don't garner control, I think we're asking for them to equalise, and then we make the games a lot more difficult than they should be.
Obviously, all the talk before the game is Kobbie Mainoo.
Yeah.
Everyone's been banging on about Kobbie Mainoo. Just doing the nice, simple things well, innit? That's like the main thing I can see from him this half. He's just, when he gets on the ball, when there's space there, he attacks it. When there's a pass on, he gets himself out of any sort of hint of trouble. And again, that might not seem like the biggest thing, but it's kind of what we lacked a lot of the time in midfield. We've looked a bit nervy, or not doing the simple things well, or not picking the right pass, or putting us under undue pressure. But he doesn't do any of those things, does he? He just does everything that you'd want a player in that position to do.
Especially compared to the people who he's replacing in Fred and McTominay, who have been the sort of, up until last season even, the mainstay of United's midfield for the last 4 or 5 years has been those two. And the words you could never use to describe either of them, and there are plenty of words that are positive about them, but composure, slowing the game down, time on the ball, effortlessness, like maturity. They're frantic, high energy, high intensity players. But Kobbie Mainoo is almost the sort of polar opposite to Fred.
Yeah.
I mean, they do some of the same things, but in terms of demeanour and how they act, it's completely unlike what we've seen before. So I wonder whether that is maybe clouding our judgment a little bit, but I don't think it is. I think he's genuinely, like some of the times there where I say, I keep making this point, it's only one pass. But he gets the ball and he's got 2 West Ham players coming to him, and he sort of does a little shimmy, goes one way, lets them spread out a bit, and then pushes and drives through the space and then finds the pass. He did a similar thing on the left-hand side about 10 minutes later where it just alleviates pressure so well, and he's not dribbled past anyone, he's not scored a goal, all he's done is make a 10-yard pass by the end of it. But the ability to make that pass in itself was excellent play. And it's really good. The only thing I'm worried about, and I'm sure you've talked about it a little bit already, is just this we score, we sit back thing.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Ronnie was mentioning that.
Who is that?
Because
what are we doing?
another thing is West Ham aren't the most possession-based, progressive side in terms of they're not like that amazingly structured in terms of their build-up and playing out from the back. It's the type of team where you'd hope to see United and Ten Hag be a little bit more aggressive in terms of the press. Almost be a little bit more adventurous, a little more front foot, and not be as passive, because the way that West Ham are set up, especially the profile of players that they have, they're usually quite vertical and quite transitional, and they're more set up to counter. And I think building up from the back, the likes of Zuma, Agard, Kufal right centre back, even Ben Johnson, that's playing right wing back, a midfield of Souček and Alvarez, they're not exactly the most amazingly technically secure players that kind of excel in building up from the back and playing through.
Do you think then we're almost using that against them then? I know obviously you talk about the XG there, it's not like we've stopped them making any chances, but most of it is from set pieces. Do you think our tactic is make them try to break us down, something they're not particularly good at, whereas we're quite susceptible to counter-attacks anyway, and they're quite good at it? Do you think we're trying to limit the ability to do that, or do you just think we're not getting the control? I don't think
we ever press fairly well anyway. But I think this is the perfect team where, for if you do get the press right, you can nick the ball in their half quite a lot, and then you get opportunities.
Casemiro did
exactly,
that for the goal,
and that's
didn't
exactly
it?
how the goal happened. You get opportunities that way, and also it's a way of keeping territory. If they can't, you can keep your defensive line much higher, and you can keep the pressure on and have those attacks, those almost carousel of attacks time and time again. If you're winning the ball back constantly high up, if you're brave enough to do it. And against West Ham, they're not exactly got like a physical presence up front in terms of Bowen. He's got legs.
Yeah.
But when you've got Martinez and Maguire at the back, I feel like you've got enough yin and yang that can deal with whether it's a pace or a physical duel where they can be front foot.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, I think United should be a little bit higher with the line.
Yeah.
Try and almost stop. I think we're surrendering too much territory to be the home team against West Ham, who aren't the most silky possession-based team in the world. I know that you could say that could be some sort of ploy from a Ten Hag because they're not exactly the best at breaking teams down when you do sit back. But I think for us to be Manchester United against West Ham at home, 1-0 up as well, I think United should be able to kind of at least practice a little bit, because I think every good team or every great team nowadays in Europe have got a very aggressive, well-structured, hard-to-play against press.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see more of that. And I think we're too easy to play through sometimes. And I don't think we need to be sitting on the edge of our box against West Ham.
Yeah. Do you think, for me, there's a little bit of concern, the fact that I know we got the goal, but we've not made any other chances.
Yeah.
Does that worry you a little bit? The fact, maybe it's a tactic, maybe this, but we're not doing much at all with the ball, are we?
No, I'd like to see a bit more. Talk about Marcus and Garnacho in particular. I think they can do a little bit more. I know Garnacho ran at his defender a couple of times and almost got on the end of something from Onana, but he's not quite been at it to the levels we've seen previously. Marcus has not done a lot other than a little bit of link up with
Looks a
with
bit
Luke
sluggish
Shaw.
to me, Marcus.
Yeah, he doesn't seem, he's quite at it today. So I want to see more from him. I just want to touch on Rasmus Højlund though, because it's mad in it that this is a kid who, you've got to respect this as well. To go 14 Premier League games, whatever it was, without a goal and getting all that grief and people questioning him. I know he scored in the Champions League, but you can see the confidence he's got. You can see that goal today. Like, he's kept going and he's not let his head drop. And fair play to him, because that wasn't, he made that himself, like Ronnie was saying. He's almost like nothing really.
Yeah.
He's got defenders around him, edge of the box. He's created a chance and his finish is perfect.
Yeah.
And I love to see that. And I just think like we kept sort of, there's the theme of this watch along is probably momentum. He's got it. He's got that momentum, and you just want him to keep scoring and keep having this rich vein of form that he's in, because the ability is there, the quality is there. And I think one of the sort of criticisms of not of him but of the team is we haven't been giving him the service.
No.
And even today he hasn't really got clear-cut chance. He's got a half chance that he's made. But I think if we can start getting the ball to him more as well, give him a bit more better service, give him some chances, then we know he can finish, because we've been seeing it.
And we've not had a strike. It's easy to forget as well that we just expect Rashford and whoever to just immediately turn to be able to play with a sort of quick physical number 9 when they've not. I mean, they're not the same type of player, but even just some of the attributes we haven't seen since Lukaku was at the club.
No.
And I actually think Højlund's hold-up play and build-up play is better than Lukaku's.
I
But
completely
that
agree with
willingness
that.
to turn and run in behind that Lukaku had, he's very much a face in the goal striker. That was 5 years ago we sold him.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like we've just come off the back of having someone like Højlund in the squad. We had Ronaldo, who isn't the same type of player at all. We've had Martial, who couldn't be more different if he tried, really. And then you've got Højlund, who's sprinting to the near post every time you've got the ball. You get used to doing different things, so it makes sense that it took a bit of time to get used to him. And also, he's only a kid. He's not the best striker in the world yet. He's a young lad who's improving. So United are getting a bit more used to that, which makes sense.
Because it's actually echoing what we were saying earlier, because even obviously this breaks down where the actual XG has come from, and out of the 1.14 XG that West Ham have generated, 0.86 of it's come from set plays.
Yeah, exactly.
So it basically goes to show they're not really creating much within actual normal phase of play, but whenever you give them a set piece, they're getting their heads on things, getting opportunities, and that's where they're likely to score from.
It's annoying that this is a bit of a theme with United, isn't it? Like you said, Villa the other week just dominated us in the air. Like, hang on a sec, has Fabianski come on for
Areola got that knock, didn't he? Was it?
I bet it's that
Kurt
shot in the
Zuma
head.
shouldered him in the head and then showed absolute no concern towards him
It
whatsoever.
was weird, that, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's like, you just go, you okay, or
He looked
anything.
at
He
him
just sort of looked at him, got on with it, and then 10 minutes.
Especially when there was like no need for him to clip. Remember, he looked weird. Like
the ball was coming out to claim the ball, and Zuma slid through.
He's saying he did it deliberately because he hates him.
mistaking him for a cat is what's going on.
Yeah.
Have a bit of that. Lucas Fabianski's coming on. Do you remember I remember when he was at Arsenal, he was a bit of a disaster, wasn't he? But he's done all right since that.
Yeah,
He's had some great games for West Ham.
He has. He has.
Keepers have really terrible spells and then can have very good careers. Like
Arsenal have had a lot of
Wojciech Szczesny was just like a bit of a joke at Arsenal, and then went to play, and then
Juve.
was like first choice for Juve for years.
Playing well.
He still isn't he? Is he still the top first choice keeper?
He might still be, you know.
Emi Martinez went and won a World Cup, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, they hated him at Arsenal, and he went to Aston Villa and become.
And then was the Wolves keeper at Arsenal? Am I just making that? Or is it the Wolves keeper? Not the Wolves keeper. Who's Matt Turner play for? Was Matt Turner
not for
Arsenal?
not Forest? He played for Arsenal.
Yeah, because sorry, I'm getting confused because he was played against Arsenal the other day and had a bit of a stinker.
Szczesny starts every week for Juventus, and they're 1 point off the top of the league. Like he was a bit of a joke at Arsenal. Not a joke, but you know what I mean.
Arsenal have a lot of keepers that spread out because even Leno.
Yeah. Leno was good for Fulham, and then But that's the thing. Arsenal have been almost like United in the last sort of decade, a little bit, where it's like players who are good will go there and fail because of what
was going on with the circus and it being a bit of banter. Yeah,
and all that. Are we hearing why their keeper's gone off? Can anyone get a bit of volume in that and try and work out what's going on?
He probably did a concussion check on him, maybe, because I thought it was interesting because he did get quite a bit of a whack on the head. I thought he would have been checked.
Yeah.
For concussion, because I know that that's a point of emphasis for the Premier League this season.
They say that, but then it never is, though, is it? Like, you see stuff like that happen all the time where people get twatted in the head and they just get.
And then
right. No one even came on.
And Zuma got a little nose jab later on.
Yeah, right. Second half it has kicked off. and West Ham were deemed to have breached the halfway line too early there. Fergal McClement says, commentators and crowd pushing for United at times, but I think their playing stops the basketball nature we're used to. The way we are playing stops the basketball nature. West Ham beat us last time because we pushed up so much and left space. We've learned and we're dealing with it better, I think. Feels structured. Yeah, we were asking that question, weren't we, whether this is a bit more of a ploy to be slightly more secure from United. But in an ideal world, and maybe we have to admit it, this isn't an ideal world, you would have the ball, create chances, and be secure, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like the top teams do all of that. But we have to maybe admit that we're not a top team at the moment.
Yeah.
Well done, Martinez. Almost messed
I was
it up.
just a bit, sorry, I got a bit nervy there.
Did you?
I just thought, is he going to nick it?
Yeah. Good touch. Now who's on? Who's on? There you go. And again.
Oh,
Good tackle.
well done, Bruno. Can you keep it? Yeah. Mainly here.
Yes, that's better.
Here we go.
This is what we needed. A bit
low.
of actual width on the. Don't shoot, you.
Oh, why is he
fool.
shooting there?
What are you doing?
He's so greedy sometimes,
I
Delo.
know. That's just stupid, that from Dallo. We've literally, for the first time in about 30 minutes in game, had a bit of space and a bit of width to play into. And he's just had a shot from 25 yards out because he scored one 2 months ago.
So in the Bournemouth game, we had that shot on the near post. Everyone was going berserk.
Yeah. Right, a bit more space again now. Well done. Oh, shit from Bruno, but well done, Rashford. Aria Via says, it's so confusing with this team, not going to lie. They'll show moments of brilliance, but then just, I guess that United, and we all love them. There you go. That's United.
Yeah. Go on, Garnacho. So is it the only change then that we've seen from either team?
Yes.
Fabianski on for Areola.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be head injury, you'd have thought. Because I didn't see any
bit
other.
groggy or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, he called the manager mum, like you do with the teacher. Mum, no, you're concussed. I'm not. It was a mistake. Mum, can I have a biscuit? Right, he's coming off.
Yeah, get him off.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's trying to do a Rubik's Cube with his
it's
goalie
almost
bottle.
there from Casemiro. Oh,
Dear. Making Suchek look like fucking Iniesta.
I
there.
know. Oh, Maguire's been dispossessed. This is dangerous. He's fluffed these lines there.
Martinez
Emerson.
does so well there, you know.
Harry Maguire, come on, son, wake up.
Wake up, lad. We do this, don't we? Start the second half. Honestly, shocking by Maguire. But watch Martinez here. He knows he can't commit, but he can't track the pass. He can't commit. He's sort of, he forces him into taking a difficult shot there.
Watch Martinez. Watch him when he spoons this
Yeah.
here. Emerson, watch Martinez's reaction if it shows it, yeah. Watch him. He
goes
goes
like
like that, yeah.
It's really good defending there. Shocking
Hey,
from
up,
Maguire.
United
but-
countering. Oh, that's a poor ball. Oh, hang on a minute, might get away with it. Was that
Dallo
Dallo?
does not like passing to Garnacho today for some reason.
No,
Don't
he
hit
needs
it.
to- he
Let's
needs to
keep
sort his
the
head out.
ball. I'm sick of this, like, I'll just have a shot from 25 yards out. They go in, one in.
Yes!
Is that offside? It's not offside, is
no. No.
I thought it might have hit Bruno at the near post. Garnacho with the goal there,
Mate,
2-0. This is what I
hey,
mean.
look at
Actually,
this.
Pass the ball.
We've
There's
even got a load of different
there's
celebrations as
get
well.
Get that picture. Someone
Hey.
get that picture now.
Mate,
Garnacho,
that was like,
Hoyland
I know
and
he was in the
Maynard.
box, but it felt like he's out of nothing then. I was like,
Yeah.
what's he going to do now?
But what
Next
he
thing
did,
you
he
know,
looked up and
bang.
actually passed it to the man who was free. What a novel idea that is. You don't just shoot from 25 yards out because you're bored. Look, Bruno, he looks up, plays it to Garnacho. What does it hit here? Because it takes a deflection, doesn't it? Oh, it hits the West Ham player. I thought Bruno was coming from
Right,
the keeper
I
and it
didn't
hit
spot
it.
that. I just saw the net ripple. Couldn't
Brilliant.
keep my eyes on it.
Oh, he's got a bit lucky there, but
Take that one.
that's what happens. When you
Hey.
when you shoot from good positions, that's what happens. Brilliant.
That reminded me of Rashford against Wolves out in the last
Yeah.
minute where he took that deflection. Look at that.
That's brilliant, that.
Aye.
We might get a draw now.
Future's bright.
Look at them three. Look at them three, you bastard! Look at that. The boys.
Hey, the lads. Me and the lads having a laugh.
Yeah, a combined age of 23, those three. That's just how young they are.
Hey, 4th Premier League goal for Garnacho. So all of a sudden, the numbers are starting to creep up
Yeah.
and not look as desperate as he did. Get that on your graphic, 1 goal between the 5 of them, or whatever it was.
That's great, that.
Go on, let's turn a screw now. Come on, man. Oh, ref! He knew I was getting booked!
That's got to be a yellow card, ref. Is he not booked him for
How
that?
are you not booking him for that? He deliberately took him down because he knew he was away.
I don't understand. I don't understand what... I honestly do think a lot of the time referees go, can't be asked to give that.
Yeah.
Can't be asked to write his name down and get the thing out.
Can't be bothered with a
it's
bit of arguing.
You're 2-0 up. I'm not giving him a booking for that. I honestly think that goes through his head because there's no reason to not give that there. And also, this is the thing that annoys me. Yes, we're 2-0 up now, but if in fucking 25 minutes' time it's 2-2 and that bastard stops us on a counter
Go on, Marcus. Go on.
Unlucky, lad.
Unlucky that.
Good play, though, there. Well done.
Decent run, just the shot was wide.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
To be fair, he's got every right to shoot from
Yeah,
there.
that's all right there. He's driven into the box. He's got inside the 18-yard box. He's made
Just
some space.
fluffs it a bit,
That's
doesn't
all
he?
right.
Scuffs it a bit.
Good effort. That's like Ronaldo, isn't it? He would do 4 or 5 of them a game for United, and you score 1.
Better this from United. We
Yeah,
only need another 4 goals, then we can relax.
Yeah.
Go on, Bruno. Stay with him. Well done, lad. Look at that. Must be so annoying playing against Bruno. He
Horrible.
just doesn't stop.
Yeah. I bet he's the sort of player that opposition players hate, but also really respect.
Yeah.
Because his
Yeah,
numbers
because
are
you kind of
ludicrous.
see that, don't you? When like,
Yeah.
was it De Bruyne and that singing his praises?
Yeah. He's not offside. Defend. Hold on.
Is it corner?
Yeah.
Bloody hell, I hate this.
Basically, we're looking at a sort of 0.3 XG chance coming up for West Ham
Oh
here.
no, man. Bloody hell. Yeah, I love everything about Miners.
Yeah, me
I
too.
do. His little celebrations, his high fives, his pushy when he pushes his own players, everything, man. He's just sick.
Probably knackered, isn't he? Not played for.
I know.
3 months. And if you think, since that corner to West Ham, headed away by Casemiro, well done. Since that Sevilla game where he first did his leg, his foot, he's probably played about 10 games in the last. When was that? April.
And he looked
It's like in the last
goose,
9
did he,
months.
when he came back?
Yeah.
This beginning of the season. Was it against Wolves where he got subbed at half time? He just didn't look the same player at all.
No.
I know he played after that, but then the Arsenal game, was it when he did it again?
Yeah, then he went to the
Well, he went
game
away,
with-
didn't he? Like, he injured, and he was all right, and he's like went away with Argentina, and then then he didn't play with Argentina because he was still injured. It's just been a bit of a shambles, to be honest with you. I think there's always been that feeling, just get him back, and Casemiro as well.
That makes a big difference there.
Yeah.
Casemiro.
Oh, it's just not quite going on.
Go on, push out though. Push out. It's great shouting that at like Sunday League, isn't it? When someone heads a corner out, push out!
Push out!
Like just
Yeah.
vague fucking
Yeah, I
I'm
love
in
that.
charge of nothing.
Go on.
That's alright, you want a
I'll
corner?
do.
I think that's probably the best we could have hoped for. Corner to United.
Doing this little short corner thing again. Mainu, Bruno.
Dallo. Surely, right, this worked corner routine is designed to come up with a higher percentage chance than Diogo Dallo smacking it from 25 yards.
out. Yeah,
Like,
that does seem a bit
do
bizarre.
you know what I mean?
Right.
You would think that what's meant to come next is a cross to the back post or something,
Yeah,
or
not like
overlapping
I don't know. He's
one.
gone a bit. Dude, I love his shooting this
Yeah.
today. Below, he's like he's got it all. There's another thing on his mind. Oh, mate, that's going to be a yellow card for Casemiro.
fucking Dalberto Carlos.
Got to be careful here, United. Oh no, like it was easy save for. Oh God, I don't know what's gone on there. We're watching the replay. West Ham are attacking again.
So much space for Alvarez here.
Get over to him.
Holding Casemiro. Oh, if only that went straight to him. Just again, West
on,
Ham. Look,
Marcus.
they're making a bit more space in their attacks this half. West Ham.
It's always that thing as well. Like teams don't give up against us because you know you've always got a chance against us.
Yeah, exactly. West Ham could just as easily win this game as lose it. I mean, obviously United.
Nah, I get your point.
They've got an unusually high chance of not losing this game to say they're 2-0 down.
Oh, he's done in there. Come on, man. Go on, Maney.
Yeah, back to the United defending their 18-yard line. West Ham passing it around.
That's that. We've done Luke Shaw.
Yeah.
All right, just get hold of the ball for a minute and take this thing out of it. I've been a bit nervy.
Yeah. Well done there from Garnacho. Bit of fortune, but that's what you get in it when you take good shots. That's great, that, innit? I hope there's got to be the version of that from the front. Someone from a photographer from across the pitch taking that picture. Brilliant, that.
That is sick.
Oh, 21 today.
I know, he's the old man of that little group, innit?
I know. Come on, bit of movement,
come
lads.
on, what's going on here?
Well done, Bruno. And trust him to actually try and work hard and do something.
That's a great ball.
Oof. Rashford.
Oh. Jesus Christ, Marcus.
Take a touch.
Let's have a look at this. That's a great ball from Casemiro. Oh yeah, I can hear Ronnie off screen saying that Højlund's in. Yeah, and he's screaming at him. Højlund. He wanted that ball played in straight away and he would have been in. Yeah. And Marcus, just from 15 yards out, just absolutely spoons it high and wide.
He tried a shot across like that in the last game, didn't he, Garnacho, and just smashed it straight over the bar for a goal kick. I wonder if he thought, I don't love these crosses on the volley. I'm just going to play it safe and go back to Bruno. Because in fairness, that pass, Bruno's in a good position there. It wasn't he didn't waste the chance by any means, Garnacho, did he? But you'd think if the cross is good to Højlund, it's a goal.
Yeah.
Whereas for Bruno, you're having a shot from 15 yards out, 18 yards out. But I wonder if that crossed his mind of a couple of poor crosses. I think it's one. I mean,
you got to do it there. If you don't do it straight away, you don't. You know what I mean? Like, and obviously the moment's gone. Maybe it did. Just need to come on. I know it sounds silly when 2-0 up, but just can't get it out of my head the fact that we always seem to concede when we look comfortable.
Yeah.
Even Newport, we were 2-0 up against Newport, for God's sake.
Well, good run there from Maynard, but it did well because it made space for Garnacho, even though he didn't get the ball. Who's that to? Fucking just about Marcus Rashford.
Go on, Marcus. Get up! Get up!
Yeah, come on.
There's nothing wrong with you. Just get up and get it back. That's it.
Ooh.
Don't let him off.
Bruno looked like he stood on his ankle there.
Like he was saying something like apologising to him, so he might have done.
Come on. Come on. West Ham just back to their sort of passing it around routine.
Like,
who's that? Kufal. It's like Kudus there, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's a slightly unorthodox the way he moves.
His numbers are good, aren't they?
Yeah, very good.
I didn't realise how many goals he got this season.
Yeah.
No,
Shite. That's out.
Dear me.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah, he is.
Another one from Ajax, wasn't it?
Yeah, because everyone's saying, like, obviously any player that does well for Ajax who doesn't play for United, everyone's like, why don't we get him instead of Anthony?
Yeah. Why don't we get Cruyff instead? Come on. It's slow,
A bit
isn't
of
it?
movement there. Go on, Manu. Go on, lad. Unlucky.
It does almost feel like they've been told to play it a bit steady
Yeah.
and like let them come onto us a bit, because it's particularly, it's all right, but it's quite pedestrian, isn't it? From the speed of it, but without looking like we can't be arsed. It's more like, I don't know. It feels like it's a plan. I don't know if I like it as a plan, but
Yeah.
it looks considered almost. Like force them long. Force him to only have chances through set pieces. Bloody hell, Maguire.
I don't know what happened there.
Very
like,
much putting his head on the line there, Maguire, wasn't he?
I think
He sort of fell and
he's asking for a foul there. He might have a point.
Yeah,
I don't
he
know what
might.
Johnson there.
Come on, man.
Casemiro, man, that's silly.
Well done, Luke Shaw. If it's not on, don't make it. He's offside there.
Garnacho here. Oh, Mark! No, that ball weren't getting to him anyway. It was a ball, but I don't know. He needs to be a little bit better with his decision making.
Martinez there.
Garnacho.
Yeah, he did. He did. Well, the decision making was good. It was the
Execution.
Yeah,
of it.
yeah. Because Rashford, I think, was available for the pass, wasn't it? What's happened here?
Fluffed it.
See that then? I thought like the game had been stopped for a free kick or something. Look. Every United player on the pitch is walking.
You know what? If this game stays like this, we stay up and you win the league. It's like Blackburn Rovers. Remember we went to Ewood Park, and I think it was a draw or whatever, and we won the league and they stayed up. And the last 5 minutes was just a training game.
Yeah.
Neither side going forward.
Even Bruno, look, he's not sprinting to press like he normally is. Dropping off. I think they must have told him. He must have told them to do this. I don't know though. I'm interested to see Ten Hag after the game.
Yeah. Did you tell them to chill out?
To just walk about and just not give them any gaps. Like try and let them break you down a bit. I mean, we've been victim of this a lot over the last decade.
Yeah.
Teams sitting back and doing fuck all. Hang on a sec. Does this count as a... Oh, no, it's not away from home.
No,
Bastard.
unlucky, bro.
I thought it was maybe a chance to get a win against
that
the top nine
record
side.
will never be broken.
But it's away from home, isn't it, where we're so bad. Yeah, we've been victim of this, where...
Kobe Mainoo's coming off for Scott McTominay. I don't mind that, to be honest with you. He's been quiet. I mean, he's done what he needed to do, Kobe Mainoo, but giving him a bit of a breather as well. He's still got to manage his minutes somewhat.
You don't have to play every minute of every game.
No, and I know I say this every time we play someone, but if McTominay can't come on with half an hour against West Ham to go, then what is he even doing?
Yeah. This is basically an audition for them, isn't it, maybe?
Yeah.
It's a sort of destination he could end up at the end of the season. Mark Hatton he's been a member for 38 months, which
Love
is
that.
fantastic.
Thank you, Mark.
He said Leach was the linchpin that held everything together. There was even a drop-off at the end of last season when we lost him. Such a crucial player. There massively was. I mean, the drop-off was instant, wasn't it?
We kind of got away with it a little bit, you know,
because
because
that night.
Luke Shaw, when he stepped in at left centre-back, did really well. But you forget how good and how important Martinez is, and you know, you wanted him for that Manchester derby in the final, didn't you?
Yeah. That's not a foul.
I don't even know what that was. Come on, man, don't just switch off there.
Well done, Harry. Just physical enough there to stop.
Yeah.
Is it number 2? Is it Zuma?
No,
Johnson. It's just weird seeing a number 2 playing up front, isn't it? Why is that happening? I'm surprised you don't see, in basketball and stuff, you see like wild numbers a lot.
Yeah,
like
I don't really follow it.
70s, 80s, you see a lot of zeros as well.
Yeah.
But in football, it is very
Yeah.
not strict, but it's rare, innit? You see a 99 or whatever.
Yeah.
And the 2 normally is centre back or full back.
What didn't Ronaldinho have a crazy number at one point?
Yeah,
when
he
was
did.
in Milan.
When he was at Milan, yeah.
I remember him
What was
having
it?
like, wasn't it in '99 or something
Something
stupid?
like that, yeah.
Like something absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, 80.
80, that was it. Sorry, I remember when was it Gallas at Arsenal had 10? Was
Yeah,
it? Yeah, because
annoying.
I didn't give it because he was following on from Bergkamp or something. They said I didn't want to give a number 10 to another striker because it'll be like hard to replicate what Bergkamp had done. I was like, what's all that about? Jesus Christ, just give him a normal shirt number. Stop being weird.
Good Lord! Oh. Oh, shit.
Martinez has gone down and called for a stretch. Well, called for the physio. I think it's his knee. Like everyone's over there. United players are all over there to see if he's all right. Let's have a look at this here. So just shielding the ball out. He twists his knee a little bit there. There's not really much in it. There's not a foul as such, but is he okay? If he's not, get him off. I know we need him for this game, but it's not worth risking him longer term.
Problem with knees are there aren't many 2-week knee injuries. Are there?
No.
You're looking at 6 weeks minimum, 10 weeks minimum. Either he's all right or it's bad. See, everyone rushed over then, didn't they?
Yeah.
I'm worried here. It might be one where he comes back on and goes off again in 2 minutes.
He's just walking down the touchline in a minute. I don't know what the script is there. I don't know if he's just walking to see how he is, whether they've made the decision.
I'd take him off anyway. Get Varane on.
Jesus Christ, man.
You see it with knees as well, where people will come back on for a few minutes.
Yeah.
And then they're out for a year. Like, not because they've done it again, but because you can't always fully identify how severe a knee injury is in the moment. You think you can run on it, and then you push off in a certain direction, and there's nothing there. Hopefully, he's just hyperextended it a bit, and it's just
What was it that happened with was it Timber for Arsenal? What did he do?
He did his ACL, yeah.
Because he came on, he went off, didn't he? Well, he said, didn't he say like he'd done something or he injured himself? They carried him on for a bit.
He carried on, and then he's out for 10 months. Like, literally the perfect example of what I mean.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought that was what.
I wouldn't say we're out of the woods just yet, but hopefully it is just a bit of a twist.
Come on, Marcus. Man on.
Because walking and bending it when you're on the sideline's one thing, but pushing off and it'll work out soon.
Score update. What have you got for us? Wolves 3-1 at Chelsea.
I don't even know what to do with Chelsea.
Cunha again.
Do you even consider them a top team anymore?
I kind of do. I mean,
it's weird, isn't it?
There's always the threat that they could get their act together, but they're so inconsistent.
Oh, lovely Marcus. Yeah. At what point do you just admit that the signings you've made are shit?
So many of them, such big money
bad.
as well. Like, and they have got like one or two. Oh, they're in here. They're in here. Well done. Who's that? Diogo Dalot. That's like a goal. That Dalot sliding in front of Bowen as he got his shot off. That's brilliant. Well done.
Brilliant there.
Oh, is that Martinez on the deck again?
Yeah, this is what I mean.
Nah, he's got to go off, man. Just get him off. And he looks like he's in a bit of pain as well. He's face down, basically crying.
Just gotta hope it's a 6-week thing, not a fucking 12-month thing. Just take him off!
He's shaking his head. Ball over the top, just watching his Bowen replay again. Dalot there with a great block, to be fair. That's mint.
Maguire holding his hamstring as well there.
Jesus Christ. I was going to lose both centre-backs. Was watching Martinez here. Oh, this is the replay. there's not a lot in it where like.
It's
just
his full body weight
Yeah.
pushing his knee inward. I think that might be. I don't know. Let's not speculate, but it looks a bit ACL-y to me. That knee bending inwards, you know, like Michael Owen.
I mean, at least he's walking off. I mean, no, it's not like that doesn't mean he's fine.
Yeah, but it's better than him not walking
being
off.
stretched off.
Maybe. Yeah. Who knows?
Hopefully it'll be okay, but even short term we need him, let alone long term. So much better with him in the team. You've seen it today. I mean, it's not a bad person to bring on, in fairness, Rafael Varane, but Martinez is just different class. Fucking hell. Just one of those, like, almost nothing sort of incidents. Just shielding the ball out, and he's fell on him. Right, that's another fucking corner.
That's so annoying, that. I fear the worst there.
I know.
I don't see what else it would be. His knees bent like inwards, with someone's weight on it, with his ankle with his foot stood in the ground. And it's so important.
I know.
He's been back for fucking 2 weeks.
It's a joke, innit? Honestly. Just have no luck at the minute.
Maguire's holding his hamstring as well. That's not nothing, is it? You don't hold your hamstring because it feels alright.
No. Is it Kufel coming off for Calvin Phillips?
Fuck's sake. Just let's win this game now and then worry about that tomorrow.
Yeah. Also, Souček off for Cornet.
Cornet. Very different types of player, them two. Right, complete opposites.
Yeah.
Going for it though, at least. Fair play.
Yeah.
Well done, Bruno. Keep the ball. I feel so deflated.
I know, I hate that.
Pisses
It's
me off.
like
'Cause
the last thing, like literally the last thing we wanted to happen, but it is.
Yeah.
He's so vital to
I
us.
know. And
Lissandro.
if it is
And
if
it's
it's
a nothing thing,
even moderate knee injury,
Yeah.
that's the rest of the season done.
Yeah.
Like, and if it's a bad one, he's not back until this time next season. Like, that might be the difference between Ten Hag keeping his job or not. That injury, not
100%.
to overstate it, but when you look
That's
at how
like
important
the
it is-
player decided that was a free kick. Jesus Christ. Like you say, just win this game. Get this game seen out. Oh, Jesus Christ. They're going through here.
I think as well as a player, at times you see people try and come back on to almost try and convince his knee it's not that bad. Do you know what I mean? That sort of, well, if I can come on, I'll try and come back on. But you could tell in the moment he did it that
Go on,
it
Marcus.
was severe.
Go on.
Garnacho's
in there. It's a ball, that.
Oh, unlucky. Do you know what? Good foul to give away there.
Yeah, it did well.
I don't mind that, McTominay. They've got a free kick on the edge of their 18-yard box rather than having a counter attack. That's all right.
I think he got away with it as well.
Yeah.
He's not getting bolted out.
I can't see the word cornet without thinking of cornetto.
Yes, obviously.
What's your favourite flavour? And are you a fan? You don't see him as much anymore. I feel like
Cornetto, yeah, I love Cornetto.
all over the place.
Probably like a choc chip type scenario.
What, mint?
Yeah, mint. Sorry, that's it. Mint choc chip. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But I'm not big on him. I can't remember last time I had one, to be honest.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
20 years ago, if I'd have asked you that, you'd have said.
Yeah, all over him.
There's some in the freezer now. They've lost their glow a bit. As is the Viennetta, actually.
Walls Viennetta, yeah.
The whole Walls range.
That's it. Right, help him out.
Bit of ping pong.
You go. Nearly.
The weight on that
nearly.
was beautiful. Not quite right. We need a new centre back in the summer, don't we? We might need two.
It'd be so shit if like Martinez is
injured.
Hopefully,
That's
we
his
hear
second
words
season
like
with a bad injury.
sprained
Yeah.
rather than torn. Do you know what I mean? Sprained, is out for 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
I would take that right now, honestly. I know that sounds a bit dramatic, but the way he was going and the way he's on the pitch at the end, he knows something bad's happened.
It's fucking mad, isn't it? Like, how shit our injury record has been. Like, I know we don't know what's up with him yet, but
you can't blame that on like a hard surface at Carrington or
no,
just bad luck, unless you want to, talk about the repetitive damage that something can do and then it's made weak or whatever. But that to me is just, you've got a bloke who's 6'4", who puts all his weight, 13, 15 stone, whatever he weighs, on the outside of your knee, pushing it downwards, inward.
Oh man, when you say it like that, it's fucking horrible.
Yeah. And sometimes I'm pushing out to get out the car and I'll feel it just go zing, and I think, like, it doesn't take a lot to turn it the wrong way and they're gone.
No. And like we've been saying, he's been so good since he's been back. He's great against Wolves, great today. Just see this fucking game out. That's the first thing you got to do.
Yeah.
It's a corner to West Ham here.
Have a little bit more volume, please.
The low with a block there. Seems to have gone very quiet.
It does, yeah. I think the crowd is not necessarily bored, but sort of a combination of on edge and not much to sing about, is there?
No.
It's very...
Zuma there just walking into Onana who's having none of it. Got to be stronger against
Does he
him.
ever play for
Andre.
France, Zuma?
Not
He don't
sure,
get
to
picked
be
from
honest
really,
with
does he?
you. You wouldn't have thought so.
Well done.
Bloody hell.
Onana, free shot into the box.
Some
of their
Zuma,
finishes have been terrible,
the
hasn't it?
shot there that's wide. I don't know what's happened here. Who's that? Who's on the floor? Is it
Casemiro?
it's
Rashford.
Rashford. Let's have a look here. What happened? Yeah, Onana just punch him in the head.
Just a little punch in the head.
Have a bit of that. Fucking Wivenshaw. I think he's alright now.
Yeah, he's fine.
Arsenal versus Liverpool later. If Liverpool win that, they win the league.
I think they're going to win the league anyway.
Okay.
But Arsenal not taking 3 points off them would be a big boost for them, yes.
Yeah.
I think the fucking most politicians way ever. I think so, yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah. I think it's so hard for City, isn't it?
Not
really, but it is, Sir Alex has proven 4 in a row is very, very hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
That is.
Because also, there's all this sort of nomenclature and ideals about 3 in a row, isn't there? Hat trick. It's almost 4 in a row isn't really a thing.
No.
Like the treble is, 3 magic number, all this. There's no air of sort of achievement about 4 in particular, other than it's just the one after 3. 3 feels like a thing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it is hard to sort of keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And especially when they've got a big challenger now.
The thing is with the Scousers as well, right? Arsenal last season, you almost knew they were going to...
bottle it.
Yeah, like with Liverpool, you could see them doing it. You could see them keeping going and not losing their heads. I mean, I hope I'm wrong.
Rashford's on. Good cross.
Oh.
Okay. Good cross that to Rashford there. Port. That's their ball. It's not even gone out. It's still in. It's still in. See the ball there? It was over there. It was hanging over the line. It hadn't even gone out there. Everyone just stopped. I honestly don't think the ball went out then. So technically, Luke Shaw should be sent off.
Go on, Marcus. No.
Shocker. He, as they say, cuts a frustrated figure, doesn't he, Rashford?
Yeah, he does.
He looks like a man who's not happy.
Yeah, I know. It's weird because, like, I don't know if it's an act or whatever. In the Wolves game, he just looked like more full of beans, and maybe he's just got his early goal or whatever. Or he had a point to prove after what had happened in Belfast.
Yeah.
But yeah, he does look like sometimes he's got the weight of the world on his shoulders.
Yeah, like if he was your mate or your partner or whatever, you'd be like, is everything all right? You look stressed and pissed off.
Get over there, Marcus.
Like, you just look annoyed. He has done all season. It's not just him. There's a few of them you could say that about, but sort of seemingly consistently more than others to me.
Yeah.
There's been very few times this season where I thought Rashford's looked happy.
No.
on the pitch. He looks mad a lot and frustrated a lot.
Yeah. You kind of think, well, you know, what's going on? Why you're not happy? You just had your best season ever. You're obviously an integral part of Eric Tenag's plans.
Yeah.
You know, you're senior pro, big contract. Should, you know, playing for the team that you support.
There's a lot of things to be happy about, isn't there?
Yeah, on paper, but you never know what's going on for someone, do you? And just because of the things I've mentioned doesn't automatically mean you're going to be buzzing. There might be some other stuff going on. I don't know, but
Also, for instance, losing every other week, that's not fun.
no.
Do you know what I mean? It doesn't.
Seeing your rivals, you know, going to the England camp and listening to the likes of Phil Foden talking about winning a treble,
Yeah,
that must annoy you.
that's not a laugh a minute, is
No.
it? But at
Jack
the same time,
Grealish
I
has gone
think-
to City and won everything.
Yeah,
And,
despite
like,
being
everyone loves him. And
half the play that.
yeah,
Rashford
exactly. And despite never getting anywhere near your numbers.
is. Yeah, it's a good pass. It's a bad offside.
Yeah, it is a weird one, but that was great. Do you know what? That'd do my head in that. Imagine you're someone like Rashford or Shaw or whoever, right?
Yeah.
You go away with England and you see people like Jordan Henderson talking about winning the Champions League and the league and that, and you're like, Calvin Phillips goes there, plays no games, and he's got a load of medals. It's like, bore off.
How have you done that, you dick? You shouldn't even be here, let alone in that City side.
Do you know what I mean? I'd just be sat next to Declan Rice, mate, comparing our Carabao and conference medals.
Oh,
go on, Zuma.
Decent effort. Made Zuma have to. He's. I reckon if you spent an hour having a chat with Kurt Zuma, you would know less than you did at the start. Like,
what do you mean?
There's something about him that I don't know. The fact that kicking the cat thing is the act of a thick person. I think.
Right. Okay.
It's such a stupid thing to do. And it's someone that is like not in touch with what people think of.
I think doing that is bad
things.
enough, but I think putting it online is absolutely bonkers. Do you remember the cat lady, the bin in the cat lady?
Yeah.
Where she got caught? That's like her posting that online herself.
Yeah.
Look what I did.
I think he, I don't know, his values or just something about him.
Yeah.
And the fact like he's no real empathy to his own keeper. He went down on the floor and none of his teammates went over to him. I think he might be a very odd bloke. That was a little something happened there. That was good. That we played it back and then 3 people rushed the box at the same time for that
Bruno
over the back post.
Oh,
and
that Zuma there.
Fucking hell!
Tackle.
That was good.
It's been around a while as well, isn't it? He was at Everton on loan, wasn't he, from Chelsea. I remember back to Chelsea. Did he go back to Everton or did he go straight to West Ham? I can't remember.
I'm not sure. Yeah, he's 29 years old now. He's it was Saint Etienne, then to Chelsea, then back to Saint Etienne, then Stoke on loan. I forgot that season.
Bloody hell.
Then Everton, then straight to West Ham. Corner to United.
Bruno here.
Looks like we're going for a ball into the box this time, and it's an
That's an
absolute stinker.
awful corner, that, by the way, Bruno. Luke Shaw plays it all the way back to Onana.
You say all the way back. Onana is 35
He
yards
loves a
out.
bit of that. Onana. I know it's not on the, was it the Spurs game? Him like stood on the halfway line.
Yeah. James Corrigan.
Yeah, man.
Hey lads, watching from Perth, Australia. Great live show as per normal. Thank you very much. And I think that's his first super chat as well.
Thank you, James.
Thank you very much, mate.
Love a bit of Perth, don't we?
Yeah.
You've been there a couple of times, haven't you?
No.
Oh, did you not
I
go?
didn't go the second time.
Oh
did
no.
I? I've
Yeah,
been
so we've
once.
both been once, haven't
Yeah,
we?
McCullough's been twice.
Yeah, you went the first time. I went the second.
Yeah. Did you go to the Rottnest Island?
No.
The home of the Quokka?
I don't know what any of those words mean. What? Rocknest Island?
Rot
Quokka?
nest.
No, I didn't. Oh.
That's the Quokka.
No, I didn't say. Oh yeah, we're in.
Famous for their affable attitude and selfie-loving nature. Garnacho.
Yes!
There you go. What a weird game this is.
Can we relax now?
A comfortable 3-0 win.
Hey.
Where they've had all the
Yo, we're having
ball,
this celebration again,
but
are we?
made no chances. 3-0. Garnacho again, second of the game. Wrapped up. Game over.
Yeah.
Dead. Done.
Nice little kiss there from Rasmus.
Little well-deserved kissy.
Hey, did well there, McTominay, and well.
Did. I
They
thought
all
he
did
was
well
going to
there.
go full...
I thought he was going to go, yeah, I'm going to...
full Diogo Dallo and hit it from 25 yards. Well dispossessed there. Who's that? It's McTominay.
McTominay dispossesses Phillips and then drives
picks out a
forward with the
great ball there. Easy pass, but picks it out well. Great finish there from Garnacho, who's now got 5 goals in the Premier League this season. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it.
Would you blame Fabianski for the goal here?
I'd blame Phillips.
Because it's not... Do you know what? If that's Onana doing that, the ball rolls about 3 foot from his foot. He doesn't dive.
Yeah, Ronaldo Brown. In fact, Ronnie, we'll get you on your thing in a minute,
yeah? Pedestal.
For the last 5 minutes of this, because we'll just do the review with me and brother Joseph.
Yeah.
Well, what I hear from you.
I think he didn't know which way he was going to go there, but Fabianski makes... Yeah.
Go on, let's get a bit of Ronnie's perspective. He takes his do-rag off.
What are you saying
I'm
there?
gonna have a do-rag on.
You can put what you want on you, son.
You've never...
You were taking it off already.
Go on, what are you going to say then?
I was gonna say about you.
Yeah.
Nah, I said that you've allowed me to always wear whatever I wanted.
I love the fact that you turn up for the Carl Anka interview in basically, your dressing gown.
You probably looked down as well when I walked out. I felt like I literally rocked downstairs and I had like my Nike tracky on, but like kind of barely loosely on, and then I had like my sliders on like half
Hugh
off.
Hefner.
Yeah,
I mean?
did.
Just strolling around.
Strolling down the stairs.
With his little smoking jacket on. Like, what's going on here, lads? We're having a bit of an interview. Yeah, having a podcast. I'll get involved. That's part of his charm.
And I'm a do-rag hanging off.
And he's do-rag hanging on. And I love the fact after the interview, him and Carl Anka spent about an hour chatting to each other.
Just chatting football.
Yeah,
chatting
deep,
football.
deep stat knowledge.
Yeah,
Knowledge.
no, he's a cool guy, man.
4-1.
That's a
Tell you
Cunha
what,
trick.
Patrick.
Pochettino in. Keep him in.
Pochettino way.
I
Will he
mean-
be here next season?
Nice.
Who are they getting then? If Poch goes, who did Chelsea get next?
Jose
Mourinho.
returned.
Jose, innit?
It's got to be, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Bro, they gave Frank Lampard the job again. Burley will be straight on the phone to James Corden, going, who should I get in? And James Corden will go,
Me.
get me in. Get Matthew Horn in. Is it Matthew Horn?
Yes.
Gavin and Stacey. Yeah, get him in. Or if not him, get Jose Mourinho. Luke Shaw's coming off for Victor Lindelof. And everyone will be pleased to know Anthony's coming on as well, because he seems to be Mr. Popular at the minute.
And
with
again, it doesn't look like we're getting any Amad Diallo minutes.
everyone. I don't know.
Interesting.
What do you think he's either not seeing or seeing that the rest of us aren't seeing or are seeing in Diallo?
I'm not sure, because
I love that he got.
he was meant to go out on loan and he was kept.
Yeah.
In order to and then obviously the comments he come out with was that he's needed to get his opportunities, and the fact that Martial's injured and he sees Amad Diallo as a potential
Benny McCarthy
false 9.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's not getting any chances. He's a youngster that had a great loan last season, someone that we invested quite a lot of money in. So
I know, yeah. 18 million euros rising up to
I kind
potential
of
30-ish.
something like that.
Just to play devil's advocate a little bit, here's Scott McTominay here, who's... No, I was about to say he's done well there. I kind of get bringing Anthony on here now, though, because he had a bit of a stinker against Wolves when he came on.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're 3-0 up, get him some, come on for 5 minutes and just move on from that almost.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I kind of understand that. Even though I would have personally picked Diallo before him, I don't really rate Anthony at all. But I understand Tenag's thinking here, it's just like, look, 3-0 up, go and get a few minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. Let's just not have any dramas, hopefully.
The more the game's gone on, Ronaldo, the more I'm starting to subscribe to the idea that this was a tactic from United. I think this, sit back a little bit, don't allow them any chances in open play, force their players to break us down when that's not what they're good at, and counter-attack and win the game.
I thought we've defended fairly well, other than the odd set piece. I know they've still had a couple of opportunities, but for the most part, they haven't threatened too much. There's been a lot of half chances by him.
Yeah.
And even though when they do get a clear opportunity, there's been great last-ditch defending as well. Obviously, we saw 1 or 2 times Maguire did that in the first half, and you saw Delo's tackle at the end. Delo's another player that gets a lot of criticism from the fan base. So I think that would be decent for him. But maybe United have looked at him and thought, as we've said, they're a transitional team, West Ham, and they aren't that great when you give them the ball and say break us down.
Yeah.
But that's a ploy that will work today, but sometimes against other teams it might not.
Yeah.
But for the most part, nice score again. 3-0. I think we've pretty much deserved the victory, I'd say. Just on the basis of, I think it's been a little bit tactically better from Ten Hag as opposed to Moyes. Because I think the stats at the end will look fairly even, actually. I don't think the stats will look like a 3-0 win. I think 3-0 probably does flatter us a little bit, but for us to get the 3 points, I'd say...
Go on, run it, man.
Go on, Anthony. I know, I genuinely don't think it will happen, but wouldn't it be amazing if Anthony turned into like a very good player? Not
amazing is the word I'd use, yeah.
But like it would be really good.
Of course it would.
I would love that to happen.
Listen, I'd love Scott McTominay to be the best player ever. I'd want any player in the United shirt to shine and do well. I don't want the kid, to fail. I think like we're getting to the point now where it's been 18 months and I'm not really seeing it. And like for the first, obviously did well when he came in terms of his first few games and his goals. You can see the qualities he's got, but the sort of worrying thing as well is he seems to be worse now than he was when he arrived. It's not like he's a player that's been roughly the same. It's like he's not quite as good as he was, which is weird because he's only a young lad. Now I hope he turns it around. I hope that I'm wrong and there's a real player there. I just don't really see it, and I think that Eric Ten Hag's got to be careful because obviously today doesn't matter, but if you're reliant, Garnacho getting man of the match or player of the match, if say you start relying on or you start giving him minutes over maybe a Diallo or someone else in games that you need to win and it doesn't work out, that could end up being one of the reasons you lose your job. Not saying that's it, but
I do think, in fairness to Ten Hag, I know that there's been a couple of times where Amrabat didn't get picked over McTominay.
Yeah.
Or Varane didn't get picked over Maguire, maybe we can look at those. But I do think, generally speaking, when everyone's been fit, or as close to that as we can get, he picks the team that most people would pick.
Yeah.
Like, he's not...
a lot of the time he does, like with Mainu, when everyone was like, you got to get him in. I think he pretty much did that, didn't he?
Yeah.
And I know Mainu's an absolute talent and it's hard to ignore him, but as an 18-year-old, he could have maybe sort of been a little bit...
Well done there.
Jesus Christ. And he just levered the ball at Marcus Rashford.
He did
from
really well.
2 yards away from him.
He won the ball back, he did a little spin, got some space, and then just kicked it in Rashford's chin.
Yeah.
I don't even know who else that was meant for.
I don't know what he was doing there. Well done, Alejandro. Go on, son.
He's hitting a new level at the minute, Garnacho.
Yeah.
It's really good to see. I do think playing on the right is really good for him. I think there's almost people look down on... I know he scored 2 goals today, so he's obviously not struggling to score from the right. But people almost look down on the idea of a right-footed player playing on the right or a left foot. I think the team for me that really turned it, there was a few, but Ribery and Robben at Bayern.
Go on.
Oh, do you know they won that treble, didn't they? And it was Ribery and Robben, inverted wingers, playing on the opposite side. And the way they played, in the way like Muller and Gomez and in and around that era, and Ribery and Robben played for them, I feel like a lot of teams looked at them and went, oh, that's a good idea. And since then, all of the top wingers play inverted. Almost
Did
all
Chelsea
of them.
have Duff and Cole, were they inverted or were they... when they did won the league under Jose,
maybe they
Drogba
were,
and it was Duff and Cole on it playing
maybe
off
it
him.
was.
No, sorry, I'm telling lies. It was Duff and Robin playing off him.
Yeah,
were they inverted?
Maybe.
I have a feeling they were.
Yeah, well, it goes back even further.
That felt like a change. That felt like the end of 4-4-2.
Yeah,
and the beginning of 4-3-3.
Yeah,
because.
And to play 4-3-3, your wingers have to be goal threats.
Yeah,
because otherwise there's not enough going on there.
When I was a kid, like in the 90s, it was all 4-4-2. You had Kanchelskis and Giggs, or Giggs and then obviously it became Giggs and Beckham. We always had that 4-4-2, and we was the most successful team in Europe at one point. And then when Jose came in with that felt for me, and I might be wrong, but that felt for me like the beginning of the 4-3-3.
It probably was, and then, obviously it's been played in the Netherlands and stuff for a long time. But I think the reason, I know obviously Duff and Cole did,
and Robin, sorry, I think it was Robin.
Yeah, but I think Robin in particular for me is the one because I think he averaged like, I don't know at Chelsea, but at Bayern he averaged like a goal every 3 games. Yeah. And up until then, wingers weren't expected to do that.
Right.
So he probably did it at Chelsea.
Yeah.
There's others. It's been going on. People have done it, but I think you look now. Everyone only does that.
Yeah.
It's so rare to see a winger play on the same side as their strong.
No,
foot.
you're right. It's mad because it's just a given now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like to the point where it's a rarity to see a winger whose focus is to cross it in. It's like when people, it does matter when people compare Giggs to Salah. You can't. That's not a comparison.
No.
The celebration that Garnacho done was basically in response to the celebration Kudu did against United when he scored.
And he sat on the advertising
board. Back, basically that's what it was. Some sort of
nice little bit of shithousery there.
It's a bit of shithousery actually.
Good.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
I need to see that picture. I may need that picture on a
Get
t-shirt.
a clean sheet.
If I'm honest.
Yeah.
Do you know in a couple of years' time, if them three are still
Well done.
smashing it,
Yeah,
that picture on a t-shirt would be very nice.
yeah, it would.
Has anyone got it? Is from the front like an actual good shot of it?
I'm sure it'll be.
You'd hope so. I need to see it. We'll find it anyway. 40 seconds left. United just cruise into a 3-0 home victory. Fucking hell. Honestly, didn't see that coming. I really didn't. West Ham on the ball. Just don't concede a late goal now. There's no need for it. Good defending there. Oof. More block there. Another corner for West Ham. Been quite the
is
trend,
that West
that,
Ham?
isn't it?
Come on, keep a clean sheet.
Could do with it.
It's another good all-round performance, isn't it? I know it's not the most spectacular. It's a 3-0. We can't exactly dismiss that. But feels like...
Workman-like.
Yeah, workman-like. Thank you, I'll have that.
In terms
this
of-
just used to be... Sorry, I didn't mean to...
No.
This is used to what we used to do under Fergie. You go to Old Trafford, watch us win 3-0, and then you go home.
There you go,
Do you know
full
what I mean?
time.
Happy
And I
days.
believe that is United's biggest margin of victory of any game this season. And only the second time we've won a game by... No, actually, maybe the first time, if not the second time, we've won a game by more than one goal in the league.
Right, okay.
That is astonishing, isn't it?
That is... Well, considering we're in February, yes, it is astonishing. But, listen, the most important game is when you've just won, in my opinion, as they say.
Brilliant. Really good. I mean...
You're only as good as your last game, so...
We'll get into the details.
There you go. Availability is... The best ability is availability.
Yeah.
100%.
That's true.
Yeah, I think that matches.
Yeah. How do you think Varane's getting on? Is he living up to his expectation yet or what?
Ronaldo, for anyone who doesn't remember, said that basically Varane's shit and is a finished baller.
Yeah.
Before he
That's
joined
exactly what I was.
Thank you,
what I said.
Ronaldo. Thanks for coming on here. Also, I think Adam Ashton, who's doing our socials, has sent me a message saying he's sent us a little
there's the
picky.
picture. Look at that bad boy. Love it. Right, that's going to be all from us. Manchester United,
I'll sort that
3-0 victory over West Ham. The biggest win of the season. Only the second time we've won by more than one goal all season long. Garnacho with 2. Højlund carries on his great winning goal-scoring form. We are up into, I believe, 6th place.
Dizzy heights,
The
nosebleed
dizzy heights of
territory.
6th place.
Yeah.
Manchester United 3, West Ham 0. We'll be back for the review very shortly. Stay where you are. You don't need to go in there. You'll be immediately redirected to there. So there's no problems with that. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in a bit.